Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's Local Chat, episode 236. That's right, folks. We've done this 235 other times. I'm your host, Will Crosby. Joining me this week, of course, the man who is reading the Bible for fun. It's Ian Gibson.
I wouldn't say fun, but it is happening, folks. And I am in Joshua now, I think is what I started last night. I'm not enjoying it, but I will continue my Bible journey.
Staunch atheist Ian Gibson.
I've learned from conservatives it's called a Bible journey when you spend a year miserably reading the entire Bible, because Tim Allen completed it recently, and Fox News posted that Tim Allen has completed his Bible journey, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm on a Bible journey too.
Wow. That went far. And also joining us is one Chuck-Towski of the one and only man who, with his blood, sweat, and tears, rebuilt a giantbomb.com.
I did cry a couple times. Yes. I don't know why you had to air that out in front of everybody, but
did you cut yourself on any server racks?
No. So Will, you seem out of date. Everything's in the cloud these days. You don't.
Those clouds
have
are somewhere.
Like a server. You know, that's a lie. I did have a Blade server in my basement. The whole time. Wet?
It's very humid in the clouds. In the clouds.
Liquid all the way down. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I love,
of course,
talking. So would love to do it here.
It's true. The boys at Giant Bomb paid me off to keep you busy for a couple hours so they could fix the website. So I was like, I'll just have them on my podcast. No one watches it. Don't worry.
So they could fix the website.
So
yes.
They could fix the website.
That's what they do. They don't cause problems.
The passwords.
Change the passwords.
This is a coup. Have you ever seen that one episode of Mad Men where overnight they just take the whole agency? That's what's happening right now at Giant Bomb.
My favorite thing since working with the Giant Bomb guys is occasionally Chuck will be like, hey, I changed the password for blah, blah, blah because it was a really bad password, and you post the old password. Yes. It's just like the worst password ever. And I'm like, okay.
I've gotten to the point, because I started working with them in May, like consulting before they went independent, and then I've gotten to the point now where I tag someone and I say, this password's unacceptable. Like, you need to change this out. And I was like, wow, I've become that guy that I hated. And
you're the IT guy now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild. The things they think are okay sometimes. But to be fair, none of them are web people. And it's like, okay, it works. I mean, neither am I. I'm an idiot. Folks, we're here to talk about video games. We're here to talk about all sorts of fun things. The first thing we're going to talk about is a little chit-chat section up at the top. If you don't know how that works, that's where we chit and we chat. And we got to make it natural and don't really explain how it works. That way, it kind of segues into the other things. And you never need to hear any of this. I do that bit too often. I ordered an AYN Thor.
Oh my God. Did you do what I suggested, which is sell your analog pocket first? Because I saw somebody on Blue Sky say that their Thor was free because they sold their analog pocket and it was a 1-to-1 price.
Oh, I made money. Fuck you, Chuck. Fuck you, Chuck. My rainbow one's coming and it's going to be awesome.
Rainbow?
Well, it's not rainbow.
Is that real?
It's the white one, but it has the rainbow SNES buttons.
Oh, that's cool. Gotcha.
The name's
the Famicom color styling.
Yeah. I'm not supporting anything. No, I'm kidding.
But I needed that. I needed that old millennial clear purple case.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I thought about
that's
it.
Good. That's solid.
Yes, Ian, I did sell my analog pocket. And I sold it for $450.
Who is paying that much money? Because there are so many better devices. Like I understand the analog pocket. It was great at the time, but it's over-engineered now and it costs too much. Who is paying for it? Who the fuck? Did you rob them in the process of this? What is happening?
To be clear, it was selling for upwards of like $700 before they announced new pre-orders, which went live this week.
Oh my God.
So I decided to sell it during the new pre-orders. I got several messages from people being like, can you beat this price? And they'll show checking out from analog. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I responded, I can't, ! To every single one of them. But in my head, I'm like, yeah, if you want it in June, sure. Like, I'm not putting it up for you. I'm just seeing if I can bait someone. And
like you're not a
and to be
scalper in
fair,
this situation.
ordering it from Analog full pre-order, depending on shipping, but it was $398, and I was asking $450. So it's not like that crazy.
No, it wasn't that
and
crazy.
when I bought the Analog Pocket, I looked at the email, and it was like $362 all in, because I got the dock and the Analog Pocket.
Christ.
But yeah, I put it up on eBay for $450, and people kept offering lowballing all this sort of stuff. And then I woke up one morning and someone just had bought it, like to buy it now. I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Good for you, buddy.
You made
for
me
you.
curious, so I looked up the one I have. I got one of the aluminum ones, like the machined, really fancy ones, because something possessed me, and I did that. Those are selling for over $700 right now on eBay. That's
Salad.
I probably should, yeah.
Do you know how many Miu minis you can buy for that? At least 11.
It's back on it's over on the. I see it on the shelf right there.
Do I have it here? Mine was sitting. Oh, here it is. Mine was sitting in my Death Stranding Pelican case for like 2 years, maybe.
The Miu Mini or the Analog?
No, the Analog. And I was like, well, I'm never gonna play this thing again. I love it, but especially now that I have an Analog 3D that I put back in its box, and especially that I have a Mister, and especially that I have a Super Station coming. As Chuck, you also have a Super Station coming.
I do, but I was a fool and I waited for the dock.
I did too, but you had to pay for separate shipping, and it was like $50 shipping. So
yeah, I've heard the shipping.
I think you made the right choice.
Yeah. And look, I don't think I'll regret that purchase because it has some like actual features. Like it's got the composite video. My Mister does not have composite video. It also doesn't have the plugs for the PS1 controllers. I think that's really cool. So
I meant to ask Grub because he has his, and he was talking about it, but I want to ask him, like, is it completely replacing your Mister? Like I can see that as just the full replacement for it because it runs basically the same stuff.
And they've got a nice front end for it, right? The Super Station.
Yeah, well, the front end right now is basically the exact same Mister front end, and they're building a separate front end on top of it.
Yeah,
so it's like
I've seen images
and
of
Windows
the better front end.
Sort of. That makes sense, right? That's the thing.
Like it's DOS underneath, but you can launch into a better front end.
Yeah,
Windows
that's kind of what they're building the front end more. Yeah. Listen, I command line.
All I remember is you had to boot into DOS first, and then you had to launch Windows 3.1, and then it looked good. That's all I remember.
Chuck had to
I was thinking about getting like really. I was gonna get really particular about like the Mister interface and how it's not like DOS, but I was like, you know what? No,
I meant shut up. Chuck had to walk me through acquiring all. I don't know where you store all your games that you dumped.
Hey. Narc? You're narking.
Nobody listens to this, Chuck.
Yes, I gave you a treasure trove of Nintendo DS. Did you get the 3DS collection, or did you already have the 3DS?
And I started downloading, and I went, I wonder how big these are going to be. And I came back an hour later, it was like 200 gigabytes.
Gigs? Nice.
I was like, oh, I should delete things off my computer. Because I always, every like 3 months, I'm like, I clear my computer, and then I just download things because I'm like, I have so much room on this computer. Let me just install video games. And then I'm like, why do I have Crusader Kings 2, Stellaris, Total War Shogun, and
because
Total
those are
Warhammer
all
3
amazing games,
and at any minute you can play them.
And at any minute I can play them. And I'm playing Banished instead. So yeah, I grabbed all those. I almost messaged you because I was like, in the command line, I was like, oh, I can tell this to like dump straight to another place, and it wasn't doing it, and I was like, I can't figure this out, so I didn't do it. I'm a little
You did great. No, you did great.
Thank you. So anyways, officers, he's here. His name's Chuck, and you can reach out to me.
Actually, so those were my copies, and I was just showing it to you. You weren't supposed to download it.
It took you years to back them up.
Yeah. So officers right here. This guy.
Is there even a machine that can back up 3DS games
for DS?
I guess they had to pull the ROM somehow.
Yes. We can't talk about this. Is illegal. I could tell you about it, but no.
We've talked about before, and Chuck, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the PS2 Slim, because it doesn't have a hard drive like the PS2 Fat, the best way to play ROMs off the
Oh,
PS2
yeah.
Slim is through the Ethernet port. So I have a Samba share with like 2.5 terabytes of all the PS2 ISOs, and I plug in my PS2, I plug in Ethernet, and it just runs the ROM off the Samba share off my server because that's the best way
Wild.
to play it for this.
On my to-do list is, so I have an original Xbox. I got that modded with Stellar HD, and that it's got a great operating system. Like it's a full conversion, and they just recently released support for streaming original Xbox games over Samba Share. So it's on my list to do. I have a fat PS3. I really should be doing streaming to that thing too, but
it's nice, especially if you already have the home server set up and all you got to do is just transfer the files and set up the share. It's nice just having that there instead of like, I remember the old way was like you have like USB drives like hanging off the PS2 and it's like trying to read off of that, and it's like if you can do the Samba share, it makes it much easier.
Yep, off a NAS. That's what I would do.
Is it Samba de Amigo? What does Samba mean? Come on, guys.
I don't know why it's called that.
Come on, guys. I don't know either.
It's a broad term for many of the rhythms that compose the better-known Brazilian music genres that originated in the Afro-Brazilian communities of Bahia.
Okay.
Yeah, that's tip of my tongue.
Is that what you wanted, Will? Did you want me to read that?
Yeah, I did. Oh, I feel so good.
So you haven't gotten the AY and
No.
Thor yet, right? Of
course
it's just ordered.
I ordered it
Gotcha.
February 26th, I think. It was like a week before they switched to batch 4. So I'm in batch 3, which should ship in March. They post on their website a shipping dashboard. So my order number starts with 1717, which is the shipping like little model number. So, and on their dashboard today, they went from 1450 or 1440 XX to 1545. So they shipped 105 today. So, hopefully within like a week or two, they'll ship it. But
yeah, I just didn't realize they were back ordered.
The entire subreddit for that in Discord are just like, "Hey, I ordered this. When do you think it's gonna ship? Hey, I what kind of games do you think I could get on this?" And I'm just like, "What?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?" Like,
I hate the internet now.
it's frustrating.
It's gotten so good. You guys are right. We love it.
We love it. Wikipedia.
Dead internet theory.
No, there's no such thing as the dead internet. It's alive and well. Al Gore is still rolling, logging in.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. I met him once. He was quite nice.
Isn't he like
not energy
6'4"
conscious though at all? He was hot and wanted the AC on. And other chit chat thing I had here. I started building that Lego Endurance. It's a good model.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's good. I'll tackle like 1 or 2 bags at a time. I think it has like 28 bags in it. I'll dump the bag out, sort all the pieces, build, and then like take a break for a bit, which is nice because then I can go do something else. And I don't.
How big is that? Tell me when to stop.
Keep going.
Keep going.
It's pretty big.
No, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah,
I think it's like
big.
30 inches.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
pretty big.
That's crazy.
You know what's funny too? You can't see it, but I have a wooden model of the Endurance that I'm working on that hasn't been. I haven't put the wood on it yet, but it's about the same size of that. So I'm excited to when I have both of them built to display them side by side. But yeah, it's fun. It's
together.
Like yeah, put them in the bathtub with myself. It's interesting. Because it's not like I'm buying Lego all the time, but just over the years, how more intricate those kits have gotten. Where it's like you start seeing like, oh, I'm building this section to pop into this section to like attach this part. And like adding things that are just to like make sure to hold on to another piece. So it's just like another spot that like keeps the whole thing together. It's very clever.
They've also done a good job of like making the entire build interesting. So a lot of times you will be in the middle of a model that will never be seen from the outside, but you're still building like interesting little things, whether it's an Easter egg or like an interesting technique. So it's like they understand that the model may only be seen from the outside, but they want to make sure the entire build process is enjoyable and interesting.
Yeah. And the booklets are nice with the little fun facts about things. Which are cool. yeah, that's all. Anyone have anything else they would like to chit chat about, or should we get into it? God, why you're all looking up?
I was thinking about. I just moved, so like.
Oh yeah,
like-
Chuck, how's it being a homeowner?
Wait, quick question. Quick question about the move. I gotta ask.
Hit me.
Did you get to drive a big U-Haul as part of your move?
So I drove a 10 or 15 foot truck
Big enough, buddy.
for part of it. We hired.
Put them on the list.
I'm 35. We hired movers, man.
Same.
And they were the worst movers I've ever seen in my entire life. But I moved all my precious items myself. So the PC, the monitors, right, the NAS, like all that stuff. But all my what's really fucked up is like I don't know where my clothes are, but I know where all of my electronics are. So like I have all that stuff out. First thing I did was I set up all my video games on the shelf. Did all the collectibles.
Yeah, it looks good.
But my priorities
important
are
thing.
clearly in order. Yeah, but no, that's it. That's it for me.
That's it.
Did you enjoy driving the U-Haul? Because when I moved, I had to drive a 20-foot U-Haul from Baltimore to Florida, and I was anxious about it. But as soon as I started driving the truck, I was like, this fucking rules. And I really enjoyed being a truck driver for a day.
So I never really hit like the highway in it. I have before, but like we were just doing kind of a local trip. I moved like 30 minutes from like where we were in our
Okay,
apartment,
that's a lot easier.
But I have moved a vintage jukebox in a truck. But that's nerve wracking.
Did it keep
because
playing?
that's
You had to
God.
bang it to make it stop.
That's right, like the Fonz. And I go, hey, yeah. That's it.
Okay, and then I have the rest of this podcast. We're actually just going to guess your address. So we're going to get started.
Yeah.
And then you just
Near Baltimore, funny enough.
You just
Funny enough.
nod along.
Oh, really?
And
Yes,
Ian used
yes.
to
I'm
live in
currently.
Baltimore.
I'm in the great state of Maryland. I can hear the crabs scuttling outside.
No,
my
see, that's
door.
wild because I lived in Maryland for like 14 years. Give me the county. Give me the county, and that's I think county will tell me enough.
Oh,
Maybe.
I'll be a real local about it. I'm in Moco.
Oh, okay. No, I mostly lived in Carroll County, in like Westminster, Finksburg. But I lived in North Baltimore and Owings Mills until I moved. So I'm more northern than you a little bit.
Yeah, I only
by
go to
county or two.
Baltimore to watch the Steelers play the Ravens. That's about it.
Love
Baltimore
basketball.
is literally the only reason you go into Baltimore is for Camden Yards and the aquarium. You never
been
want to go
either.
inside
I have
Baltimore.
heard good things about the aquarium, though. Maybe I should. hit that up.
Honestly, the aquarium is fantastic. It's the greatest aquarium I've ever been to, and I'm not even that big into aquariums.
Damn.
So go to an O's game, go to the aquarium, and then never go inside Baltimore again because that city is a shithole.
But I'm so close to Nats Park. Why would I go to an Orioles game? I would.
I can't because Camden Yards genuinely is a very nice park. It's cool.
Okay.
It's a cool park.
But do
Don't
they
go
have
anywhere else, though.
do they have hot dogs with crab dip on them? Because that's what the Nats Park has.
Yeah,
That's sloppy.
but actually,
delicious.
it's crab mac and cheese. It's a hot dog with crab mac and cheese on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
And
in.
they may still have. They had like a Korean barbecue stand that was selling like pork bao. So you would get 3 or 4 pork buns and
love
eat
that,
that
actually.
at Camden Yards. It's good. Yeah.
And welcome back to the Ballpark Food Podcast. We're taking this over. We're just going to talk about that. Sorry, Will. Go ahead.
It's okay. I love a hot dog. Speaking of hot dogs, Chuck, we're going to talk about the video games we've been playing this week, and I'm going to make you go first because you're a guest and you have no say in it unless you disconnect from the call. Chuck, please, let's talk about the games you've been playing this week.
I am happy to report to my new friends here that I beat Resident Evil 9, and I feel really good about it. Thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations.
And they did it. Those sons of bitches did it. They they struck a balance between RE4, which I've never played, but I've played many times.
Wow.
And first person horror, which I've enjoyed in games like Evil Within and stuff like that, and Outlast or whatever. And it hits that. Man, they did both, and they did them both so well. And they gave me breaks from the Grace sections with the Leon sections at the best times. And yeah, I loved it. I had such a good time. It immediately made me go, do I need to play 1 through 8? And I'm really thinking about it.
No.
Yeah.
But I have to do it in a way where I would extract money from people
Resident
watching
Chuck.
me do it. Yeah. Look, I had that same phrase in my head at one point. Yes. It doesn't
There's at
exactly
least two of
work,
them.
but
Chuck as
There's at least two of them that you can skip. There's at
Resident
least two of them you
Chuckhole?
could just flat out skip.
6.
Yeah,
just 6. 5 is good. It's super
five's
racist,
not
but
good.
it's good.
I feel like to understand the series, I need to play 6 because I have seen the guy with rocket launchers blowing up his head. RPGs hit his eyeballs. Is that
No,
one?
that's the end of 5. That's the end of 5.
Okay,
It's
that looks
not
good.
6.
I
For
still
some
feel
reason,
like I need to
Kayla
play
thought it
6.
was 6, and I cut that from that
Right.
video.
Yeah, and you did a great job on the edit. If anyone hasn't seen that,
It's great.
Kayla explains Resident Evil. It's great.
I was sent a 12-minute non-stop video, and I cut it down to like 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
How long
It
did that take?
was Too long. Much too long. It was a couple days. It took longer than the average 9 Lives video, I'll tell you that much. Oh, nightmare.
Yeah, but Resident Evil, loved it. Did you guys beat that? Play it? Beat it?
I installed it, and I'm ready to play it. But my wife went on a business trip, and I did not want to sleep alone in this house after playing Resident Evil. And then Pokopia came out, so I have not started it yet.
I definitely had to push myself. Like in the first section, you're playing as Grace, and there's a monster, and it's doing a haunted house thing, and that's the part where I had to like really keep pushing myself. Take breaks, put the controller down, walk away, come back. My trick I eventually did was I window moded the game so my desktop was behind it. And then played that section, got through it, and then I was like, I'm good. And then the rest of it was like a fucking carnival. I had a great time. Yeah.
Last ditch
That's
effort for any of those is just muting the game. It takes away so much horror by doing that. But we've been streaming, Jake and I, another Subpixel guy. We've been streaming Subpixel guy. What's wrong with me?
Subpixel
guy. We've been streaming through Routine, and I will be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get back into that. And I will boot up the game, and Jake's like, go ahead. I'm like, Jake, I can't move.
Frozen.
I cannot move. It is insane how scared I get in those games. So I'm glad they had those Leon sections, because 7 took me a really long time to get through the whole game, and 8 was much easier because it wasn't as something about being in a castle and stuff made it less scary. Really, like the creepy house is what made 7 so scary. But yeah, 8. I'm so looking forward.
Well,
to
there's more of that in this one. It's really good.
Ugh.
So I'm curious. I was listening to the Firescape cast, and they were talking about the Grace versus Leon sections. Is there a preference you have for Grace versus Leon, either playing or in terms of like, do you think one was better done than the other in terms of, game design and implementation?
If the game was all Grace sections the whole time, I don't think I would have finished the game. However, I think I enjoyed those the most.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Like the switching between really punctuates like the other. It worked really well. I truly don't have a preference. I think the game really benefited from doing both. I saw someone say like they should do both in the rest of them forever, and I think I agree with them. It just worked so well. And also, like, you could just, bump into first person or third person. You can go back and forth if you want. You could switch either character. But the way Leon gives you the power fantasy where, you're just popping dudes in the head, taking their chainsaw, cutting them in half, like roundhouse kicking them, stomping their head. It's like, and then you go right back to Grace who, I'm collecting all these resources. I'm trying to craft these injectors so I can blow up the zombie into like a blood pop or whatever so they don't mutate later and stalk me. Because when you're Grace, you truly run into situations where you walk into a hallway, there's a big guy, you don't have the means to kill this guy, you need to book it. Like, you just need to run.
Only like tiny guys.
Yeah, and it's so good. Like, it really balanced each other so well. But, if it was all the RE4 style, like Leon stuff, like I probably would have bounced off of it in the same way. Although it felt more like an arcade game in a way, which is really satisfying.
Yeah.
Too. I did not answer your question. Sorry, but
no, I think you did. It's just a surprising. It's so smart for them to bounce back and forth, and it's it's one of those things where once it happens, you're like, why haven't games been doing this? You know, because I think about it's almost Shakespearean, where Shakespeare will do that thing in tragedies or dramas where it will be serious, but he will at the right moment bring in a comedic scene. You know, he'll bring in, you know, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to come in and you know, goof off in the corner for a couple minutes to give the audience a breath. And there's definitely some games who do that, where they're like, oh, this is an on-rail shooter level, you know, where we're kind of mix it up a little bit, but not as much of a tone switch, or, you know, like you said, a power fantasy versus you are powerless. And so it's interesting to see them do that and to pull it off really well. And I'd love to see other games and game genres try that as well. Like yes, it's one video game. It may only be 10 to 15 hours long, but that doesn't mean you can't experiment and have a lot of different weird contrasting tones going on within that, as opposed to a single continuous 15 hours of the same thing, which is most video games, really.
Did you play Silent Hill F?
No, fuck no. I can't play horror games because they literally give me panic attacks. I had to stop.
Sorry. Silent Hill F does a similar thing where you swap between worlds, and in one of the worlds this is a spoiler, I should say spoiler. Everyone should play Silent Hill F. It's so good. I have now led up to the spoiler long enough. Okay. You, like, as the main character, you gain like these wolf powers or fox powers, and you get like a big claw, and you can like rip people to shreds and stuff but then you go back to the real world, air quotes, and it's back to like, you know, having like a pipe, and you're just creeping around corners and smashing people's heads over. You know, it's so good. So we've had a couple games like that recently. What?
I thought you were going to say, and then you go back to the real world and you're just a powerless woman. And it's like, whoa!
No.
Chug. His words, not mine.
Absolutely not.
I want to play Silent Hill F. I've been playing fans of Subpix. Halucha, our one fan. For Spooky Pixel.
You have a Pokemon as a fan. I'm impressed.
We have a Pokemon.
You haven't met. Literally, our biggest fan. His name is Saint Halucha, and he's awesome.
That rules.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
Yeah.
So for Spooky Pixel, for the past couple of years or 2 years, I've been playing Silent Hill 2, but I have both Silent Hill 2 remake and the original running at the same time, and people pay to switch between them, which is a nightmare.
It's great.
And part of me is like, I should go finish those games, but part of me is like, I really like playing it that way, because like I get through all the scary stuff in the original game, which honestly I think is better, and then I have to like prepare myself in the much scarier remake where I'm like, okay, I know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be really scary. So
it's gonna be more gore.
Yeah, I really want to play Silent Hill F, because it Brad at Nextlander talks about it all the time. And I skip over those spoiler sections because I'm like, oh, they all love it so much. Like, I don't want to hear it. But actually, what you said makes me really want to play it. Like, that's cool. I'm looking forward to it.
It's so sick. And I've played a lot of the Silent Hill games. I really enjoyed those. Some of like I'm trying to think more recent releases I skipped over, but like 1 and 2 definitely played a lot of. And Silent Hill F, it's crazy how they just pivoted away to a completely different setting away from the actual town of Silent Hill, and it just like works. And it's the most Silent Hill game they've made in like, a decade. Yeah, I love it. I think you would too. I need to go back and do all the endings. That would be cool. I think, and you were our engineer, I would say, producer for the Giant Bomb Game of the Year podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not enough of us had played it. And in hindsight, I think it would have really jumped up my list and everyone else's if we had gone around and spent time on it. So seriously.
Well, 2 Point Museum just had such a strong case, Chuck.
Shut the fuck up.
It was hard to do.
Speaking of GOTY, I just want to say there was this moment, Chuck, where they were talking about Lego Party.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
And you were like, all these other games are art and Lego Party is not. And I was like, thank fucking Christ for Chuck. And I was like, yes. And everybody was like, boo.
And they all yelled at me. It was so funny.
Solid argument though.
When I said I was like, I know exactly how they're going to react. They're all going to yell at me. And it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was great.
But you're right. You're totally right.
It's true.
You said it, not me.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, Resident Evil 9 is treating you fine. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. But let's talk about dribbling on the titanium court.
Yeah. Have you played this demo? That was bad. That was really bad, Will.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. No, Titanium Court is, I think AP Thompson developed this. It is a match 3 game. Except it's got cute little pixel graphics. Okay, it's a match 3 game where you are the queen of this court, and the Titanium Court, if you're familiar with like sort of Fey mythology, is like a court of fairies and Fey creatures, right? And it's very whimsical and makes no sense, but you are navigating this court through a rogue light series of maps and doing match 3 to kill enemies, gather resources. Like if you match 3 hay bales, I think, or something like that, or fields, you get wheat. If you match rock, you get rock. And you could spend that to create units. The units all march to go kill other enemy units. It's so fucking weird. And it's exactly the right kind of weird that more people need to start making. Like, game developers, be weird.
Yeah.
I say that a lot to myself mostly, but to anyone like that listens, I'm like, no, we need like fucking freaks in charge with a vision that make weird games. This is one of those weird games. I think it's going to be a huge hit. Yeah, it's the demo's on Steam. It's fantastic. I played it a little bit before it's so nice being able to request like early access to stuff like that. So I played some of that before the Steam Next Fest demos came out, and I'm hoping I can get a copy of that. I would love to do like a proper review of that one. I think it's gonna be
looking
great.
At the Steam page, this looks wild.
It's got a whole lot of character. The music is really fun, and it makes no sense. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks great. What else you got?
Yeah, other games. Oh, speaking of weird games, have you guys seen Horsey Game?
No.
Horsey
I wasn't
Game.
even sure if that was the name. Or if
Horsey Game. Oh, it's real. That's how it's spelled. Horsey with a Y on the end of Horsey. Horsey Game looks like a Windows 98 game. Like it looks like someone drew it in MS Paint. And what you do is you bet on horse races. And it's like these jank ass horses that look like they're drawn in MS Paint truly. And they look like they're struggling to exist. And you're betting on horses, but then the game then pivots and it's like, okay, now you get to have horses and breed them and you get to race them. And you can, and the game's like, okay, if that was the game, it's pretty good. But then you can buy a car and you can breed a horse with a car. And then you can get a horse with wheels. And then you could catch a rabbit and breed a rabbit with your horse car. And it gets weird. And the whole game has like this really bizarre sense of humor. It's really fun. I watched Northern Lion play it, and that's when I was like, okay, I gotta get this. I was so invested watching him play that stupid game. It's $10 on Steam. It's really, really good. Everyone should, if you like whimsical, like purposefully not derez, what's the word, they did it shitty on purpose, and it's really fun. If you like that kind of stuff, it's really good. But like the systems are fantastic. Like they clearly have some sort of like gene sequence thing going on where like different characteristics will pass on to your horse's children. And so like I genuinely was thinking like, okay, this guy's going to be my stud because I need to breed this trait into this other kind of horse. And like you can really go for it.
Yeah.
And there's like a CRISPR building that I didn't power on, but apparently you can extract genes from horses. And I was like, what the hell?
Dinosaurs?
I don't know. But they had, I'm trying to think. They had giraffes, horses, zebras. I think there were tigers.
I see
ducks,
deer in these photos.
Cars, deer. Yep. And you can breed everything with each other.
Nice.
It's a weird game.
There's a rabbit named
awesome.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
So good. Oh, the names are
Italian brain
fantastic
rot.
too. I've seen like hundreds of different generated names in that game, and they're all unique and they're all really funny. I loved it. Like, and one of them was a horse NPC. It was just really simple, but I was like, that rules.
That's fantastic. This looks awesome.
And I named one of my horses Legacy of Cain. It just felt like a good horse
There's a great
name, you know?
review here. I forced a carny I kidnapped to breed with a horse, and I made a writhing corpse that couldn't move by its own means, so that I bred that thing with its own human father and made another cursed being that won a race. So I sold it to be put down and turned to glue. Very fun, 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, you can drop off the horses you don't like at the glue factory, and it'll mush them up. I think trying to think. One thing that Northern Lion did, and I didn't find this, I looked for it. He created a monstrosity on wheels, and it couldn't really move very well. It was like pretty slow. But then he found a rocket, and he attached the rocket to the wheel horse, and it was just like flying to the finish line. Then he tried to sell his horse after it won a race to another farm so that he could find it in a race that he could bet on. That way he can max out the bet, because you don't get to like bet on your own races. That game's nuts. Beautiful mess.
This reminds me of, like you said, MS Paint, but like the fucking Homestar Runner games they would make.
Yeah.
It's like the same style. And for some reason, I get so much nostalgia from just like a rectangular prism drawn in pixel art. Like, it's just like, hey, we got to make a table or something. Let's just draw this rectangle. It's just...
It itches at something primordial in our millennial brains, I think.
Yeah, this looks really cool. This is a good
Everyone
aesthetic.
should play it.
Go
10
play
out of
it
10.
right now. Stop listening.
It's a
Go
banger.
play it.
Yep, that's right.
But
that's what I've been playing. Oh, do you want me to say my last one?
you've been slaying.
Yeah.
You can see it. I wrote it down.
Well, you wrote "Slay the Fuck You Chuck 2" is what you
That's what it's
wrote.
called.
What
right?
you said.
Slay the Spire 2. Early access
Oh.
came out today. I immediately snapped that up, and so did apparently 180,000 other people, because that's how many concurrent
Nice.
people were playing on Steam, which is
Damn.
crazy. And I read
Good for
that the first one in 2017 had on launch day 230 concurrent players or something like that. So just crazy how far that game's come. Truly like a word of mouth success. I think the first one, and this one, yeah, the fans are ready for it. It is just Slay the Spire, but better and more. And it has
Nice.
progression, not just like unlocking characters or certain like relics, but there's like a story that's being told in this like timeline. So when you beat a run, it unlocks different cards, or you beat different sections and unlocks these cards that explain the world. And I would say, I want to use a word here, and I'm going to Google it. Don't make
Don't
fun
say
of
It
that
is a
word.
slur.
We're not allowed to say that. We're not allowed to say that word, Chuck.
Well, I looked up the word and it's not appropriate for this, so now it makes no sense. But
Oh, okay.
it's just the world's always been really obscure in Slay the Spire. Hasn't made any sense. You get to the end of a run and you do damage to this thing, and you're like, why is this happening? Why is this giant whale starting my runs? And they're really like filling it out. And when you get these cards that explain the universe, it's really interesting. Or you don't need to care about it, and you could just play the game, because doing a run and Slay the Spire is one of the most satisfying ways to spend 30 minutes. I recommend it to everybody.
Nice.
Would you
Yeah.
would you recommend this over the first one? I haven't played
It
I
is
haven't slayed
so-
any spires.
It is so much like the first one in style and gameplay that, yeah, like, why not? The first two characters are the same too between the games, but the third one I just unlocked is completely different. So the first one I think still has value in that you get to play very different styles. Sort of like a core conceit of those games is you start as one character called the Ironclad, and it's like very much sword, go berserk, make things bleed. That's like kind of that. And armor up, that's kind of that character. Then you play as a different one that's like fast attacks, draw lots of cards, poison your enemy. And then each of the characters has like a different set of cards that they play with, like playing with a different deck. I don't know. Is Magic the Gathering like a good reference point for that? But
but Magic sucks.
Yes.
Whereas Slay the Spire.
Whoa, it's that kind of podcast. Okay, it's a party.
Listen, we open
No,
cards. We don't play card game.
That's true. Yeah, you gave me. What did you? What was
Galactic
that?
Empire
Empires. He's
That
got like
in-
500 packs. He keeps
Tomb
giving them
Raider?
out like candy.
Give me
And
Tomb
Tomb Raider.
He's
I'll
got
bring some
Tomb
more to
Raider,
PAX
yeah.
East. You can have as
I
many
loved
Tomb
it.
Raider cards as you
It
want.
was such a charming experience to crack those open, and it was really
I'm a
fun,
charming man.
You'll get tired of it
That's
very
right.
quickly.
but- Wow.
Every time you meet him in person, he's going to shove card packs in your hand. It's
I'll take them. I don't care. Well, actually, the best part about opening a card pack is opening the card pack. looking through
Exactly.
the
That's why I
cards.
buy cheap
And then-
ones.
Yes.
And then, Ian, what if when you leave, you just dump in the trash, and then you don't have to tell him?
No, actually, I use them as bookmarks. They make fantastic bookmarks.
I also
pick a new card
You
for
know,
a new book.
I never thought of it until Jake did it, and I was like, "Oh, I should do this too." So I do sleeve them
great.
before I use them as a bookmark. I'm not a monster.
I do have a genuine question for you though, because I think we did I ever give you the Desert Storm deck of cards?
No, you didn't give me the Desert Storm. Was it a pack of cards? Desert Storm cards?
Like
It was a pack of cards.
like the war.
Like the Gulf War, and
The
it's
Gulf?
like these are the Iraqi commanders. Like Saddam Hussein is the ace of spades, and then it was like a T-72 was like a three of clubs or something.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a promotional.
It's like
Gulf
Mercenaries
War,
1.
like U.S. military sponsored Gulf War deck of like trading cards, and I bought them at an antique store a couple of years
Now
ago,
that
but
you're
I
saying
never
that,
gave them to you.
I think my parents
I think we
had
did
a
open it,
pack of those. Something similar.
but it was a different.
I have a
one,
distinct
where it was like George H.W. Bush
memory.
was there, ace of spades.
Yeah, he was there. I have a distinct memory of Saddam Hussein on a playing card. When you said that,
That
which is
doesn't narrow it down,
wild.
Will. I know the type of shit you buy. That does not narrow it
Yeah,
down.
it was a
'cause you
cooked
could've gotten this-
generation that made that
You could have
shit.
gotten
Yeah.
to Saddam
I mean,
Hussein.
I made sure to order. I at that recent auction, I got the head from the statue that got toppled. But
Oh, thank
I
you.
want to pick up my favorite problematic game off the shelf. Give me one second.
Yes, do it.
is it Rihanna? Rouge?
How problematic? Do you think this is the guy game, the one that has
I hope so.
underage?
Or is it Leisure Suit Larry?
No, I'm guessing guy game.
Desert Strike on
Hey.
the Sega Genesis. What?
I've played that game. That game's not bad.
It's good.
It's good.
But here's
It's
the
good.
problem. Here's the problem. You're flying a helicopter in the Gulf War,
Oh
and
my
you're
God,
just
yeah.
shooting. I'm gonna say it. You're shooting a bunch of brown people. It's not. It's bad.
You,
Like,
you
it's,
get to reenact the Highway of Death. Yeah.
it's bad. It's not good. But it plays so good, so I'm really torn. And I have like a similar favorite NES game where it's like Gunsmoke. If you ever played that, and there's like one level that I usually when I get to, I'm like, I'm gonna stop now because you're a cowboy. And
He doesn't stop, folks. He
you're just
doesn't
going
stop.
through.
It's his favorite level.
You're going through like a Native American village. You're
Yes.
just.
You're
I was
handing out
like,
smallpox blankets.
it's like, why are they? Why
Oh,
did they do
boy.
this? You had good gameplay. You didn't need to make it
Custer's
weird. With
Revenge.
Yeah.
anyway, it's a good game if problematic. So
You heard it. Slay the Spire 2. Good game if problematic.
that's right.
Put that on the box. Put that on their Steam
Problematic
page.
because of the art, because it makes everyone argue about it.
Exactly.
Well, looking at Slay the Spire, the art.
I like that art style.
Okay,
I like
good.
that art style because I played Slay the Spire 1 a lot and I liked it. It's good. It's a great game. Looks great.
I like the art.
It's
Dan
okay.
Reichert
Yeah.
doesn't.
It's
He
a little
quote tweeted
clip arty
me.
to me.
Very brutal. Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
But one more than two. Two, you know that thing where like you're like, oh, like you see like an early graphic designer's thing, and you're like, this looks good design wise, but it doesn't look good. And then you see like a better graphic designer, and it's the same design, but they added like the thing that makes it look tangible and it has weight to it and shadows and stuff. Like that's what 2 looks like versus 1. So it's better.
I think my only complaint with it, honestly, is that I don't think it's a terribly distinct art style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a slight against it, but it prevents it from looking amazing in my mind. Is that it's also got to look unique in some way in order for it to kind of hit that next level of aesthetic.
You know what it reminds me of? Funny enough, Slay also like Slay the Princess. You know that art style? You play that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So if that got color, like it would look like Slay this, but it's that art style. I don't know. It's almost like it's hard to explain. It's like a new like a really artfully made Newgrounds game. Some of the stuff, but the second one is more. They figured out shadows, like you mentioned. It's more high fidelity.
Shadows.
But what's really noticeable about it when I started playing is I was like, oh, the animation quality has skyrocketed. It's way better. So like in motion, that game looks a lot better. I think people will really hit.
Yeah, because the first one definitely was like 3-frame animation with motion blur on it.
Yeah, it was like that kind of
Yeah.
Hey, let's keep reenacting that. Let's do another scene.
Do you guys ever do? You ever do Flash animation?
No,
we did 3D
Really?
Movie Maker animation. That was fun.
Oh shit!
I was brought up on Macromedia Flash, which was then purchased by Adobe and then killed. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little nostalgic for for those reasons too, because it does feel like a Flash animated game. The first one especially.
If you haven't played Mugenics yet, that game is just a Newgrounds game in 1080p. That's what it looks like.
Yep. I'm a fan. I like that game. It's good.
Yeah,
I don't like funny enough, I don't like the cat breeding part. I love the gameplay, like actually doing the dungeon crawls and stuff.
I just want it to be a little bit more surfaced. Like I know this would change the game a lot, but I almost want to be like, I want these two cats to breed and tell me there's a 10% chance of this happening, as opposed to it's got a little bit of obscurity on it, and it's not for me. I don't think it's a bad decision. It's just I would prefer something with a little bit more visibility in terms of these two are going to try to mate, and here's what could potentially happen. You know,
how far into that game did you get?
So I have unlocked all of Act 2, as in I can go to all the Act 2 locations. But then honestly, I haven't played it in a week. I think that game is a little bit too slow because I'm like 35 hours into the game and I'm like, I'm burned out, honestly. Like I just,
because like doing a run could take like an hour, right? Like doing the dungeon crawls.
And the game's fantastic. I played it for 35 hours. It's just the fact that I'm at 35 hours and I'm at the end of Act 2 and I know there's a whole Act 3. I'm like, especially because the further you go in an act, the runs take longer because now you got to clear 3 areas in a row. So it's like,
it's an interesting choice to like make them longer and longer
stack
as you
it
go.
Like that.
Yeah.
So I ended up dropping it.
I don't, because like the Binding of Isaac stuff and the Super Meat Boy stuff was, most of that content was post-release that they added a lot more content, unless I'm misremembering. Where like Mugenics, I feel like they up-fronted all of the content, where it's like you feel like you have to get through all of that, versus with Binding of Isaac, you could have beaten it and then never played.
Well, but I think with Binding of Isaac, it was more about, there was such a huge loot table in terms of possible items and skills and things that you would just do runs, and even if you beat the run, you would not have gotten an item. So there was always like you have 300 items you haven't seen. So as they added stuff, they added new areas and new items and stuff, but there was still that huge depth of like, there's a bunch of stuff in this game you have not seen from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more of like, oh, I played that game and then I'm good, versus Mugenics, I feel like all of it's there and you're like, oh, you feel that need to like go through it more. But it's interesting. Great. I'm glad you've been playing video games, Chuck. I'm always worried about you. I'm always worried about you not playing video games. And I'm glad you are.
That's a real concern. Sometimes I stop working on the website and I'm like, what do I do with myself? And it's hard to motivate myself to play games. So I've been playing games. Don't you worry about me.
Good.
Yeah. How about you?
I also have. Thank you.
No, I was doing the segue. I segued on your podcast. That's right.
He owns it now. We should sign the LLC over to him.
That's right. That's right.
God damn it. I've never played a video game, so fuck you. No, I've been playing video games. I've been playing God of War 2, the hit sequel to God of War 1 from 2005. God of War 2 is from not 2005. It's from 2007, probably. No, 2007.
Easily verifiable. Yeah, let me
easily verifiable by.
It was on the PS2.
It was on the PS2. Mm-hmm. I thought one was
2007. You nailed it.
Oh, I was right. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a 2007 PS2 game.
Yeah, that is kind of wild now that I think about that.
Because 2006 was the 360 launch, and so 07 was the PS3. In November
06 was Oblivion.
So it's a very late PS2
07
game.
Was Halo.
That's
3.
how I measure time, by when Oblivion was released.
That's how I measure time. I don't. What system do you use?
Sickos.
That's so
BC.
good.
So good.
BO. Before. Oh, Oblivion. I got it. God of War 2 is really great. It's weird. I told myself I'd play a lot more retro games this year. I played Eco again, or replayed Eco, played God of War 1, played Splinter Cell Pandora tomorrow, and now I'm on God of War 2. And it's fun. I was like, how are they? Because at the end of God of War 1, spoilers for a 21-year-old game, you become the God of War, the titular God of War. You get tits. It's crazy.
Wait, in the second one that happens?
No, in the first one. You kill Ares and you become the God of War at the end. And then in the beginning of the second one, the gods are like, hey, you got to go fight the Colossus of Rhodes. I think it's someone's trying to take over. It's been a couple weeks. So someone's trying to take over Athens or whatever. You need to go down there and defeat them. And then Zeus is like, hey, I threw the sword down there to defeat the Colossus of Rhodes. You got to pour all your god powers into it and then use it to defeat the Colossus of Rhodes. So you do that, and then Zeus is like, idiot, you got rid of all your god powers,
Got
and
your
now I'm going
ass.
to kill
Yep.
you. And then they reveal that the lady who was narrating the entire first game and is now narrating this game is Gaia, one of the banished titans. And so now they save you, and you're working for the Titans to get to the Sisters of Fate, to get to Kronos, to go back in time and kill Zeus before he kills you. Which I'm like, fuck yes. Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, I like that.
And so it's just been fun. It's all these old, and I'm playing on my PS3 hooked up to my 4K TV on the God of War Saga collection, and it looks fantastic. Everything's nice and sharp. I mean, obviously the textures are a little low res, but the cutscenes look way worse than when just the game. And it's just fun. It's fun doing combos, killing things. They brought back throughout the first game. There's this captain of the ship at the very beginning of the game that you push down the throat of the water snake. What are those guys called?
Hydra?
A Hydra. So
Get
you
up on
push him down
Hydra's
that.
back. Yeah.
And then later on, you're in Hades, and Kratos falls into Hades and grabs onto a guy, and it's the captain again, and he pushes the captain and throws him down. And then in the beginning of this, in 2, you're fighting, and Zeus like summons people from Hades, and he summons the captain up, and you immediately kill him again. So I'm like, I love the running bit of the guy. And now I've done the Sisters of Fate thing. I like unlock these huge statues of horses to like move them and everything. And it's good. It's just well designed, fun video games. And like this, it's funny always listening to like, you know, the Giant Bomb guys and Nextlander and all them like talk about like, and like Gerstmann, like, I'm playing NES games. I'm playing SNES games. And I love NES and SNES games, but my nostalgia center in my brain is like mid 2000s games. Like that is not that I love them the most, but that is the thing that I can just boot one up and play it and just be like, oh yeah, this era of video games, I understand how those games work without like having to try at it extra. So it's just been a blast playing through those and being like, oh yeah, games like having that muscle memory of like, yeah, these systems weren't as refined as they are today, so I know how to skirt around them, like hiding in shadows in Splinter Cell, like just how much noise I can make, and if I can quickly grab a guy and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun playing older games. There's never been a better time to play older games. And if you can get over graphics, there's so many good games. There's so many good games out there that you can
I was
play.
gonna say that generation, I feel like they started making games feel good to play finally.
Yes, that
You
too.
know?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
too.
And
But
so what you're describing about, like if you can get past the fidelity, they play great. Like I always think about like Burnout Revenge, which is, what year was that?
2005.
I was like,
That was the
Okay,
Xbox 360
yeah. 5 or 6.
launch one.
But like that period, it's just like they figured out how to make things feel really good.
Yeah.
If you know, graphics hadn't caught up. So
I've thought about
I'm
booting up
excited.
Burnout again.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what these original Gears of War trilogy remake is going to be, because I never played these games at the time because I didn't have a PS3. I've thought about going back to them.
God of War.
Because God of War. When I say Gears of War, I
you
don't
did
want to
say
play
Gears of
those
War,
games. God of War. What this God of War trilogy remake is going to be, because I am much more attracted to that style of game where it's like over the top, ridiculous with some tongue in cheek humor, as opposed to the more modern God of War, which I bounced off of. And I'm kind of in this spot where I'm like, do I go back and play it on the PS3 like you're playing it? But I'll probably wait and see what they're going to do with this remake. You know, if it looks like it's going to be something like a Mass Effect trilogy where they're like, hey, it's pretty much the original games, but we've just gone through and kind of unified control schemes and up-res the textures and quality of life touches here and there. This is the way to play it, versus something that is a remake gone wrong, you know? So I'm anxious to see what they're going to do. But I do want to play these games at some point. It's just kind of waiting I'm in the middle. Do I go back or do I play the remake? You know?
Mm-hmm.
have they been
and
remastered ever?
Well, technically
Yes.
these are HD remasters. Is the Saga
For the PS3.
God of War
for the
collection.
PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. That's the one I'm playing. Yeah, it's 1 and 2 on one disc, and then 3 on another, and then the PSP and PSP games on the other one. Which I might play those. I actually heard they're quite good.
Rings of Olympus or something is what it's
It's
called. Yeah, I've heard the
Ascension
PSP one's good.
and not Sons of Sparta. That's the new one.
Oh yeah.
Ascension and something else. Like it might be Chains of Olympus.
I gotta say, like I'm almost taking them at their word here when they say remake. I think they mean remake. And,
I know that's what I'm worried about.
why is that a worry? I mean, like if the old ones play so well, like I almost welcome that. Like tell the same story, adjust the gameplay a bit.
So this
I just don't
this
want
is
it
a
to
running
play like
subpixel
1
joke.
or like 4.
Yeah. It's a running subpixel joke where the industry keeps using these terms remake and remastered, etc., when it doesn't actually describe what they've done with the content. And so that's why I'm anxious to be like, okay, you said remake, but is it a Final Fantasy VII remake where it's really a reboot and you've drastically changed and added? Or is it really more of a remaster where it's the same logic underneath, but you've just, improved the visuals and quality of life touches? Like, I don't know where they're going to land. They said remake, but who knows what that means?
I'm looking at Santa Monica Studios and what they've done, and so whenever they've remastered a game, truly just like a remaster, up-res textures, make it, like bring it up to 60 frames a second or whatever. God of War 3 remastered, and when they did the collection, they called those remasters. Like they seem pretty consistent about that stuff. Yeah,
But technically,
remake
Bluepoint
maybe
did the remaster,
more.
so and they're gone, Chuck.
why you gotta say it like that?
Yeah,
It's rough, man.
They died like a dog.
And we're revealing here that we hired them. Yeah, but God of War 2, play old games.
Oh wait, I fired them. You hired?
Oh,
What?
damn it.
Yeah.
You're Herman.
No, but we hired them right before you fired him. So
yeah, we got it. God of War 2, I'm going to finish up, and then I think I'm going to do Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, because I'm excited to get to that one. I don't mean to be bouncing between Splinter Cell and God of War, but as Ian knows, it's a rule that I'm not allowed to play the same game series or type in a row, because I will get burnt out. And because I do it all the time. So
I have a Splinter Cell back here. Which one? Because like one of the Splinter Cells you needed in order to hack the original Xbox. Do you know about this?
It's it would
probably
be
the first one.
It'd be 1 Pandora Tomorrow or Chaos Theory, because 4 Double Agent, I think 4 is Double Agent, and that's on the 360 already. Because I played that demo a lot. Actually, no, that might have had an Xbox version as well. Now that I think about it. And I'm going to stop thinking about it.
I think the other game you used to hack an Xbox was like a 007 game. It's like I don't remember. But
what, Nightfire? Is that the
yes,
with the scary eye on the front? It's got the Anakin eye from Revenge of the Sith.
I'm not gonna go get another game off the shelf, but
okay.
I believe you.
Thank God. I mentioned I've been playing Banished. I literally was like Googling like what's a Banished like game that I should play. People are like, there's a couple ones I don't own, like Ostriv, and there's another one, and then Farthest Frontiers, which I do own. And then I was like, what if I just play Banished again? So I've been playing Banished again. You
like Banished?
I love Banished.
That's good.
Not to toot my own horn, but I followed Banished when it was in its development, and then when it came out, I bought it from the website. I was so excited. In case you're wondering, the dev has not updated the website since 2022, so I have no idea if they're still working on their other game or if they're dead. But Banished is good. It's fun. It's still got its issues. I started a town and went for a while, and then things were going rough. And I watched like from 10 years ago this like 4-minute like how food and working works in that game, because it's so specific. And they're like, yeah, just build the food thing that produces the food, build the house that houses the people, and build a storehouse all right next to each other, and like do that for all of your food production things, and they will make like 3 times as much food if you do that. And I was like, okay. So I've been planning the city around that, where it's just like little blocks of like food making, and it's been going a lot better. That's a great podcast game, and stuff like that, like watching streams.
So remember me here. That game has like no UI, right? It's just like very barren and
Yeah,
right?
the, like windows you can
Yeah,
pop
it's
up,
pretty minimal
but you can
UI.
exit out of everything. The only permanent thing is the little bar at the bottom.
Okay. I think I had trouble engaging with that game. And I can confirm that because I looked at my playtime on it. It's 47 minutes.
It's
And
good.
It's
I
yeah.
bounced off it real hard.
It's
it's-
way
I-
more. It's like simple in a way. Like
It's
the guy
it's
built it from
simple,
the
but
ground
in a
up.
way, because I had the same problem with it until it clicked, and it's simple in a way that makes sense, but not in video game logic. And I'll give you a perfect example where I was having trouble getting my town population to grow, like the population was static. And I Googled it, and people were like, you need to build more houses because your young couples are getting married and they don't have a house to move into. So they're going and living with their parents and they're not fucking and making babies. And I was like, that makes so much sense. Like, it's not video game logic, it's like real logic. And when you start to kind of approach the game like that, it all starts to make sense. Like Will was saying, you got to keep people near the food. And it's like, yeah, that's why you have convenience stores and bodegas in the real life, because not everybody wants to go across town to get groceries at the same spot as everybody else. They want to have a local spot, reduce travel time and ease of access. So it's definitely a type of game that they didn't just build in generic video game mechanics. They were trying to approach it in a different, more realistic way, even if the game is not punishing realism, so to say.
It's fun. It's a good time. I want to complete a run or make a bustling town, but there's a very well regarded mod that makes it a colonial America game, and people tend to really like that one. But yeah, I was going between like Farthest Frontiers, Manor Lords, a couple other games, and I was like, before I go back in and check with those, because I think both those games have actually hit 1.0 since I last played them. And Manor Lords actually redid a lot of stuff. Let me go back to basics, relearn Banished, because like 50 or 60 hours in it, and I'm like, yeah, let me get through this and play it some more. So that's super fun. I love a city builder.
Those are the kind of games I always wish list, and then they pop up as on sale on my wish list, and I'm like, yeah, but do I want it though?
Yeah,
that's me in 4X
Tons
games.
of those.
I always think I'm going to be into 4X games, and I it's because I can't sit down and learn them. I just get so bored.
Yeah.
And I think I would love a 4X game if the knowledge could be inserted into my brain and I could just relax and play them. But manage RimWorld and Dwarf Fortress and stuff like that, the smaller management is what I like a lot better, because it can be more complex, but it is less things to think about in my brain, my tiny brain.
I checked my wish list.
Yeah.
Did you mention Foundation?
That was I think
Yeah.
that's one I've looked at. That's one actually my brother Zach played a lot of, and he said was a Banished
Yeah, and that one's very well reviewed as well, and that came out last
Ostriv
year.
is the one that I really want to play. OSTREV, I think is AV. Nope, can't find it.
I believe you.
Yeah, it looks like Banished, and you're I think it's Ukrainian peasantry or something like that, and that's one of those ones where it's just the sickos they're like, this is the one you should play. You're like, oh shit, this is where all the colony sim sickos are, and so we'll play that. And then Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which is part of the James Cameron Avatar movies, not the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar movies and that weird cartoon they made.
Don't you badmouth that cartoon.
Are you just trying to make 3 separate groups of people mad all at the same time?
Yes,
You're
all
doing
at
a
the
good
same
job.
time.
Shit.
Who else can I get in here? Karen and I, so I looked it up. It's on Game Pass, and it's co-op. So Karen and I booted the game up. I'm playing on my PC. She's on my Xbox. And after a lengthy, probably 2 hours, you can finally get into the co-op with each other. And the co-op's not perfect. There's a couple issues with it. We're switching off whose game world we're playing in, because if you happen across a collectible, another skill point in the world, only the host can grab it, which is really stupid. But you will complete main story quests and side quests. If you go back to your world, it will ask you when you get to that side quest if you'd like to skip it or if you want to play it in your world. which it was actually a cool system of being like, hey, like just in case you want to do this again, you can, or you can skip it, and we'll warp you ahead in whatever story beat it's in. So we've been playing a bunch of that, and it's as forgettable as the Avatar movies are as soon as you stop watching them. Which is to say, I love the Avatar movies. Karen and I watched all 3 of them within a week. We saw the third one for the first times, other than the first one.
I should do that.
And we saw the third one in theaters at 9:45 in the morning, which was great on Christmas Eve. And those movies are spectacles and really cool, but they have zero social or cultural cachet at all in my brain once we've left them, other than Karen and I saying Torak Makto to each other all the time.
Is that a slur?
Yeah, that's a huge
I was about to say,
slur.
I thought you said it was forgettable, but you've remembered a foreign language because of these movies.
Listen, it is forgettable. But it's just Far Cry in Avatar land, and you're shooting giant you're bigger than the humans. You're like ducking down in the human facilities. You're shooting arrows through the like robots' cockpits to like kill the guy who's just controlling it. You're like destroying. It's funny to see all the Far Cry stuff mapped onto it, because you're like, it's like, oh, this area's polluted. Go destroy the thing that's making it all polluted. Yeah. The polluted stuff's cool too, because it like turns everything black and white when you're there, and you you can like see all the things you can harvest, but they're like, oh, these are all gross and stuff. So you can't like get more ammo and stuff other than the RDA ammo. So you have to like figure out what you're going to use and to take them down and everything.
Sorry, just real quick. If somebody made a drug and all it did was make you see in black and white for a couple hours, that'd be really fucking cool. I'd take that.
Yeah, I'd try that. Yeah.
Does it make my dick bigger?
Only for like 2 hours though. Oh. Big dick, black and white.
Hey, 2 hours is plenty of time.
Can I ask a question about the blue people?
Yes.
Do they use guns?
Navi. Do they use what? Sorry, I missed it because I was trying to make a joke.
Yeah, it was a good joke. Do they use guns?
Yes.
Yeah, in the second one they start.
So
picking up
you
guns,
have you have a bow, you have a heavy bow, you have a shotgun, and you have a machine gun. The shotgun and machine gun does the like mirror's edge thing where you're not aiming down sights, you're like zooming in a little bit. But the bows and stuff, you're like more expertly doing. You also have a lacrosse stick that throws trip mines, which is fucking wild.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. But yeah, it's just basically a Far Cry game set in Avatar. They do a good job of being like, we just unlocked our birds, the like bird thingy, dinosaur things you can fly, which are really fun because you can just jump off cliffs and call the bird and he'll catch you. You can also, before we unlock that, you can jump off cliffs and like hit the leaves on the way down to slow yourself down, which is a cool thing to think of. They have some of these vine highways that you can run along.
Like Tarzan in the animated film Tarzan.
Yes. Like Tarzan, like in Phil Collins's Tarzan.
I wanna know.
I love that movie. That soundtrack rips. I listen to that Son of Man.
Yep.
Oh
yeah.
Oh.
What if we put Phil
Remade
Collins's Tarzan tracks in 9 Lives somewhere?
Well, now that they're only on the website, I can do whatever I want with copyright.
It's gotta be like every time you walk by a tavern, you just hear it like pan to the right and muffled, like it's coming from the tavern. Like, that's what it's like.
That's a really good idea.
That'd be such a good bit. and then never audience would be like, what is going on? Don't say anything.
I spent 3 hours this week. At one point in this episode I'm editing, Grub's like, that'd make a really good Hope Core thing. And you guys keep bringing it up. So I made like 3 Hope Cores back to back because you keep being like, this would be a good Hope Core, blah, blah, blah. This would be a good Hope. So I just have it the music keeps swelling to the Hope Core thing.
But
it like says it and it cuts.
Every time he was saying that, I was like, no, I don't think that would have been a good Hope Core.
They're not good.
Yeah.
But they're very funny.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I trust you.
This latest episode's been And way more edits than the previous 2 episodes. I've been in the mines. It's because you guys were actually doing things.
I was cooking, man.
And not stuck. Man, that second episode. Anyways, back to Avatar. It's fun. If you have Game Pass and you have a friend, I recommend checking it out. It is visually gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It is a beautiful game. But it's just we skip every cutscene, which has been very funny because there's one cutscene where we're like meeting with our friends and we skipped it and everything was on fire and people were dying and we went, what did we skip?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I know movie tie-in games are dead, but I would be totally fine if they brought them back as, hey, we're just going to take this pre-established popular franchise and just slap the IP on top of it. Like how the Avatar is just, it's Far Cry, but with Avatar slapped onto it. I mean, there's a decent amount of effort there, but it's really an established game formula or format, and then there's an IP on top of it. And I would be totally fine if they did that more often.
It is a surprising amount of effort. I thought it would be way less. Like, this is so deep into like, if I was an Avatar super fan, I would be sated. If I'm James Cameron, I'm playing this every night.
Every day.
I'm filming movies in this shit.
A lot of like the touches you were appreciating, I was like, that just sounds like immersion core. Is that a thing? You want to make immersion core?
Immersion core. Let's make immersion core.
Yeah, it's called VR chat. Yeah.
But like when you were describing like shooting a guy in a cockpit or like running on the vines,
they like when you kill creatures, you're like, I forget. You like thank the creature for their stuff. You're like, the character's like, thank you for your blah blah blah. To when you return.
I didn't know this game was woke.
The character's like, I know you're apologizing, but you keep doing it, right? Like you could just stop.
You're supposed
just not
to.
Kill him.
Well, because you get like, they have weak points, so you get like the better stuff if you mercy kill the animals, which is crazy. And it's weird. Harvesting fruit, there's like a little mini game. You can turn it all off, which I have.
Do you apologize to the fruit?
No, you don't apologize to the fruit. You actually you berate the fruit. Say fuck you, fruit. You deserve apples. There is some fruit that just pops, and you're like, whoa, and it hurts you, and you're like, why is this? Yeah, I don't know. But it's fun. I recommend it. And then Pokopia came out today. I was sitting here playing it on my Switch. I had to run my Switch downstairs multiple times to charge it because I kept draining the entire battery on my Switch too. When I should put a USB-C cable up here. That's a good idea.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Pokopia is very good. Chuck, you haven't? You have started it?
I installed it.
You got to get to
looking at my Switch. It's over there.
You got to get through the tutorial so you can do the multiplayer.
Oh, yeah. But it does take like, what, 30, 40 minutes to unlock the multiplayer? I think that's...
so it's a Nintendo game?
Yeah.
Where they just drag out the whole...
Yeah, but it's good.
I really
Although, honestly, you could probably speedrun it, but the problem is as soon as you start playing this game, you're like, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go over there. Like, you just get pulled in 12 different directions.
Yeah. And I'm not a big Pokemon guy. The thing I like... Well, to be fair, the thing I like least about Pokemon is the Pokemon. I like all the other stuff about Pokemon more than the Pokemon. I don't know. They're just, but in this game, they're great because they're not annoying little fucks. Although I can't name them all the bad names I can name them in the games, which is very annoying. But and
what's
they
your
speak
favorite
English.
Pokemon, Will?
Oddish.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Thank you.
I was gonna say it's an odd one. No, it's a unique pick. It's a Gen 1er pick. I like that. Do you like Vileplume?
I'm not Googling Vileplume because I know exactly what Vileplume looks like.
Of course.
But I just really want to think about... No, I do not. Oh, actually, it's like a little southern lady. Hey there, boys.
Southern lady.
I got my
definitely not
like
not at
racist,
all.
but nice.
it's I want to say something, but I can't say it. Yes, I love Miss Vileplume. In the swamp.
Wow. Oh boy.
In the bayou.
Let me, if I may, let me tee up Pokopia a little bit because
you're better at it.
Well, first of all, a question here. This is the Dragon Quest Builders 2 dev team,
Yes.
right? Okay.
And Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
So what's interesting about this though is that on top of like, you've got blocks and you've got resources and you're collecting the core. Excuse me, got too excited there. The core structure of the game is basically you are getting these hints about habitat. So you get a little hint on the ground and you read the hint, and the hint is like, some Pokemon like this type of habitat. And the habitat is basically like, hey, if there's a tree and there's 3 spaces of leaves, of tall leaves next to it, that determines a habitat. So you build that type of thing. Then it's like, hey, here's a habitat. Wait a little bit, and then a Pokemon will spawn. Once the Pokemon spawns, the Pokemon is now your friend, and it has a certain comfort level, which starts at like 0 or whatever. And as you give the Pokemon what they want, either basic needs in terms of like, here's a bed and here's some furniture for you, or specific needs where it's like, oh, I like it warm. I'm Charmander. I like it warm. So I build them a campfire. As their comfort level gets better, that is how you're basically unlocking more items and more areas throughout the game. So it's really not just about building the world and stuff. It's also about making your Pokemon happy and making them live in nice places in the world. Yes, question from Chuck.
Yes, thank you. First time, long time. Do the Pokemon evolve when you make them happy?
I think they
Probably?
may eventually.
I'm
Not
hoping
there yet,
so.
but
I know.
Probably.
So, as you're making Pokemon happy, there's certain Pokemon who will teach you moves. So like Charmander doesn't teach you how to do fire moves, but Bulbasaur gives you the pull grass out of the ground where your arms turn into scallions, basically.
Yeah.
Which is,
I just saw
which is
that.
awesome. Squirtle
Yeah.
gives you the ability to water, and I've used specifically the Squirtle water ability on something, and it said, "Oh, you haven't leveled that up yet." So I'm happy to know that like those things are uppable. Ian, I don't know how far you are. The last thing I got, and looking on the wheel, I think there's 3 or 4 more abilities I haven't gotten yet. But I got the one to like till the ground and make like I can.
There's
plant
a
seeds
wheel.
now.
How do you bring the wheel up? Because I'm just scrolling
I
left
want to
and
say
right.
it's up on the D-pad, the fake D-pad, not the real
okay.
D-pad. Yeah, I found it
Gotcha.
by accident.
I think I'm just a little bit past you. I'm at Onyx. I'm trying to get my Onyx right
Okay.
now.
Did you get
Yeah.
Slowpoke yet?
Yeah, I just got him.
Okay, so which is funny because there's a bit with Slowpoke, which is very funny, is you need to bring him to the professor, so you put down stairs to get him there, and he takes forever to walk all the way over there.
He takes like 4 minutes to walk.
What's
He's
the
very
professor's
slow.
name?
The professor is not a human. It
Tangle.
is a Tangela,
Pokemon?
Oh,
and I
No,
forget
not
what their name
Tangela.
is.
It's
Tangrowth?
Tangela's,
Is it a
Tangrowth?
Tangrowth?
I think it's Tangro.
Tangrowth.
Tangrowth, yeah.
And it's funny, the design's really good because he has like a hair going up, and there's it looks like one of those old doctor like things they used to wear, but it's one of the
what are those
CDs. I think it's for looking
Yeah.
inside people.
Like a TM?
It's one of the TMs
yeah,
up there, or
a doctor's
HMTM.
lamp.
Yeah, doctor's lamp.
Like a
That's
doctor's
funny.
headlamp.
And it's so cute.
Did you notice
so-
he carries a stick as well? Because he's like a professor. I think it's like a pointer.
he's pointing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you eventually get to like a Poke Center that's all crumbled down. There's a PC. That's where you unlock the challenges you're doing, like when you collect a certain amount of things. And then you have these requests from everyone. So you have more important requests, which are like build the Pokemon Center again, make Slowpoke
like main
do
story
this,
quests.
make main story quests. And then you have the little ones where like, Scizor, is that his name? Wants flowers in his area. Charmander wants this in his area. And it's all well contained and put together. If we didn't mention this, you're a Ditto who looks like a human. You're finding costumes and stuff. All of the Pokemon, just everyone talks. It's so refreshing. Like everyone has full sentences and talks.
The Pokemon,
and
so
it's
it's just Pokemon
funny.
language to each
There's
other.
came across a Magikarp who says, "Yo, why am I here?" And I'm just like, "Why are you here?" And that guy gets out of the water and he just flops around. He
Flops
teaches you how
he
to
teaches
jump.
you how to jump. Yeah.
so stupid.
Which is a form of flopping.
Magikarp's been flopping and doing nothing else for 30 years.
The best
now,
part
I
is
think.
his habitat is a fishing rod and a stool. Like that's
Yes,
so stupid.
fishing around in a stool next
That's
to the
fucking
ocean.
funny.
The craziest thing for me, though, about this game is that this is a post-apocalyptic game. It's wild. It's a post-apocalyptic game, but where every other game is like things have to be dark and dirty and depressing, this game does kind of start at that because the entire world is brown and depressed and there's dilapidated buildings. But literally the point of the game is like, hey, why don't you puke some water on the ground? And because you did that, the dirt now becomes grass tile, and you can do that everywhere. And you being here is bringing the Pokemon back, and eventually we're going to bring the humans back too. So it's like it is post-apocalypse. You're rebuilding the world, but it's so joyful that you're just running around turning everything from brown to green, and you're just like, this is lovely. I'm making everything here. It's great.
It's pure joy. I was having so much fun. I was getting that like not nostalgia tingles, but that like little kid like
Yes,
like that
joy.
little feeling when I was playing it. Joy. I was experiencing joy, which is crazy.
Nurse Joy. That's right.
Yeah, I was experiencing Nurse Joy with my VR goggles. I was going to mention the best. You were talking about the creatures and stuff. The Bulbasaur and Squirtle, they were like having a conversation. So I like walked over and like hit A, like, what are you talking about? And they're like, remember, I used to live next to a lake with or next to a pond and grass. It's like, yeah, me too. And remember all the children? They used to be so happy. It's like, what happened to the children? And I'm like, oh God, what happened to the children?
It's like a depressing topic when you think about it. And there's like torn in buildings everywhere. But for some reason, the game is so cheerful and happy about it that you're just like, yeah, we're rebuilding the world. We don't know what happened. But
they don't address it at all. They're just like, everyone's dead.
I think
I did come across it's very funny.
It's like diaries.
I came across this. I don't know if you've gotten here, Will, but there's a diary, and the diary was like, this is a CD after all the music streaming services went out of business because the server cost went too high, people started using CDs again. And I was like, what the fuck? And then it's like, remember, with the CD, you own the media forever and nobody can take it away from you. And I was like, this is too on point. This is too on point. It was wild. I have to
use
post
my
it.
iPod again.
You don't own that. You don't own that.
I do.
Right to repair.
I put a SD card in here, Chuck, and a new battery.
That is some like critical writing that I'm not used to hearing. I was
so surprised by it.
I remember the Dragon Quest Builders 2. I played 20 hours of the demo, which tells you how awesome that demo was. Bought the full game, and I think I played another hour, but I was satisfied. But that also had the same caliber of writing, where it was just like weird things that were happening and shit like that. So I like almost expected that, but it's so well done.
Can't wait to dig into this game.
It is so much fun. I'm excited to play more of it. I'm interested to see how the multiplayer part works, because I know we'll probably all go to Grubb's Island, but like, do I get anything out of it? Like what comes back with me? Like,
probably nothing, I would guess.
How much do I learn and stuff like that? But it should be fun. I want to test out, because we still have our Switch 1. I want to test out the game share stuff with Karen and have her join the island. Because is it like Animal Crossing where you can only have one island per Switch?
I don't know.
I didn't Google it.
How does that work? Like, I have a Switch 1 and a Switch 2. If I'm playing on Switch 2, you say game share.
So Switch 2, you can game share it to the Switch 1 through the chat, and the person on the Switch 1 can play the game with you. But it doesn't. Like,
one
the
of the
game
few
doesn't.
kinds of game.
Yeah, Mario Kart does it.
Well, I was just about to say, my understanding is that
it's
it's streaming video to the Switch 1 for this game in particular. But apparently it works well enough.
Yeah.
This is like one of the few kinds of games my wife tolerates. She likes Stardew Valley. So I'm like, maybe we might have this. She likes Pokemon too. She doesn't like playing it. She likes the idea of them. So I'm like, maybe I have something here. Maybe I can play with her. We'll see.
Yeah. And especially where it's like non-committal. Like they're just coming to your island to help out, and they can have their own device. That's the problem with like Karen and I play a lot of co-op games together, but she doesn't mind it most of the time, but she hates particularly where the game really doesn't consider the other player as a player.
Yeah,
because
as
that
like
can
a
get
Sonic and
so
Tails.
frustrating. Yeah, and stuff like where it's like, oh, you can't do this because you're not the main player, and it's just like, because the handful of times she gets to play with me, it's like you don't want to be berated by the game for not being the main player. But
Yeah.
like I'm hoping it doesn't do something like that. But I need to look up if you can do multiple save. I hope you can do multiple saves. But I don't actually know.
Now I know what I'm gonna do after we're done. I'm gonna play Pokopia.
I'm honestly, I don't do this very often, but I might bring my Switch 2 to bed tonight.
I think I will be doing the same.
I was thinking it too.
It's
Same bed?
I've been reading too much. Same bed. Yeah, I'll try. I'll
Same
fly
bed?
Florida.
I got a king. We can fit 3.
Oh, who's the third?
You mean Chuck? Come on.
Oh,
Yeah, Chuck.
oh,
He's trying to.
I was afraid Maggie. Was
watching
I got it immediately. Yeah. Yes, and Will. Yes, and
no.
Yeah,
or
you should
no.
take some improv
or
classes,
no.
Will. Or no.
Or no. Listen.
Yes, but no.
Yes, but listen. Improv's over for 2 weeks, and then it's back. I'm so excited. My class ended, but it was
For
very
you.
good.
Oh, you're dead ass in an improv class.
I actually took an improv class. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
I had
cool.
no idea.
Yeah, couldn't tell.
Set a scene. Cool. I'm a flight attendant and scene.
It's simply too good.
You know how good I am at improv is people were like, hey, that one time you did this thing, I still think about that. I'm like, thank you. I don't know how to
Feels
say
good.
Yeah.
like
It was
thank you.
very inappropriate, Will.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for an apology.
They're still crying.
You're welcome.
It was the slur that did it.
It was a new
Which
slur. That was the worst part. I came up with it.
He
and
somehow
it was
he made a new slur on the spot, and it's somehow worse than all the others. Brand new, top of the list.
who knew you could do a harder R?
At the beginning, I don't understand it.
It's like he said it in capital letters. So weird. Anyways, those are the games I've been playing. Ian Gibson.
Back to the white guys talking about video games podcast.
Yeah.
Let me get my champagne. Ian, please tell us the games you've been playing.
Yeah, I was just one more thing on Pokopia because I have been playing Pokopia as
right,
well.
sorry.
You were talking about that excited feeling, and I totally had that because maybe 25 minutes into the game, as soon as I understood kind of the core structure of like you were bringing Pokemon back to life by building their habitats and making them comfortable and happy, I was like, I will stop at nothing. I have to make a paradise for my Pokemon. And then you're just like running around doing it. So yeah, it instills a very unique feeling in you. And the thing that really strikes me is this is not a unique game system. You know, Minecraft came out a long time ago, and there's just been endless Minecraft and crafting clones. But what Pokopia is doing so different from these is that it's giving you a reason to build these things. Like in other games like Minecraft, it's always like, oh, that's a cool cliff. What if I built my house there? But there's nothing in the game particularly giving you like motivation or progression to do that specifically. It's more like player intention or player motivation, which is okay. But what they've done with Pokopia is they've literally said like, no, you need to pretty this place up. That's how you progress and unlock things. Like you need to make your Pokemon more comfortable, which means building them better houses, building pathways, building flowers and things. So they've somehow made progression into the things that you've only done aesthetically or creatively in these games before, which is wild to see them evolve the genre at this point when I thought the genre was, you know, done and dusted, like we've seen everything. Turns out no. Pokopia, great game.
It's funny you brought up Minecraft because when you both were describing the way you spawn Pokemon by building their perfect little environment, that's a thing I think Minecraft did out of necessity, where you're like, oh, a bed in a room this size, like, and that'll create the conditions to spawn something, and then that became like a whole meta thing that players would approach Minecraft and build that stuff out so they could spawn villagers or house them and spawn different types of animals and monsters even, and you can build farms that way. So yeah, when you were describing that Pokopia, that's immediately what I thought of. But this just seemed like what you're saying, like a more intentional version of that. That's like integrated into the gameplay. Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Everything's working with it so far, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been a like there's just been like good shit.
Yeah, and I will say, we are planning as Subpixel next Tuesday. We're going to play this on stream, but unless there's any weird technical issues or limitations with the game, which we don't think there are, we are going to start a Subpixel Cloud Island and share that with our Discord. So that way, people can come and have kind of a community space where we can all have our own little Pokopia Island that people can come to. I don't know if we get to name them. If we get to name them, we should probably come up with a cool name for the Subpixel Pokopia Island.
We should.
Harder R. That'll be the name.
Harder R Island. Hard Epstein Island.
It's all pirates.
I've been playing 2 other games these past weeks. One of them is called Easy Red 2. Have you guys heard of this game?
Easy Red 2.
I didn't discover it until a month or 2 ago, but it's been out for years. The best way to describe it is that this is a first-person World War II shooter, but it's basically large-scale battles, and it's Battlefield style where you are playing these battles and there's 2 large teams and there's objectives. But it's pretty much just PvE. I think you can play it co-op, and I think if you do bring in co-op people, they can maybe join the other team, but really it's just like you are here and there is a squad of bots behind you, and there's a bunch of bots on your team and a bots on the other team, and I think there's 140 units is the player max on the field, but there's like a ticket system. And this is just the most solid 7 game I've ever played. And I'm saying that in a very good way, because I've been talking for a while about how I wanted a mindless shooter. I wanted something I could just hop into and just like satisfy that. Okay, this is sounding bad, but satisfy that feeling of like, just shooting, just playing a game, shooting people, I guess. And and I was like, but the problem with modern games is like, yeah, you can play Call of Duty, but it's too fucking sweaty, and good luck playing a game getting through that main fucking menu, which is just a mess. Battlefield 6, I played the beta. It feels very good, but again, you're paying $60 or $70 for that game, and you're getting online, and it's a bunch of sweaty people. And the problem is these games also, they've really fucked progression because it's like, okay, I'm going to play these games, right? And I'm going to start getting my ass kicked by people who have played the game for 40 more hours than me. And they're going to kick my ass for 2 big reasons. Number one, they've played the game more than me, so they have like a better experience with the game. They know the maps. They've got the Twitch skills down for that shooting mechanic. But number 2, they're going to have much better equipment and guns because they've been playing longer and they've been able to grind and unlock this shit. So a lot of times playing these, I'm going to pay $70 for a multiplayer shooter. I'm going to get online. I'm going to get my ass beat by people that have been grinding the game for dozens and dozens of hours. And the game allows them to do that and is encouraging them to do that with their progression systems. And it's like, that's not fun, right? Like, I'm not having fun in those games anymore. But Easy Red 2 is just like, hey, we've got years of DLC. It's World War II. So there's just like, the shooting feels solid 7, right? The movement feels solid 7. The maps are a solid 7. They let you kind of bounce between your squad, so you spawn in a squad, but you can be like, I'm going to be the squad leader, or you hold down the X button and you can swap to any other living player. So you can be like, I'm going to be the marksman, I'm going to be the anti-tank. There's also tanks and planes. So when you spawn, you can choose to spawn in a plane, and the plane feels like a solid 7 out of 10, right? It doesn't feel amazing. It doesn't feel terrible, but you can fly around for 20 minutes and bomb people. And it's so good. I've played like a dozen hours over the past week because it's like, oh, I got to wait 35 minutes for something, or I got 40 minutes to kill. It's like, oh, let me just, hop in and spawn one of these battles real quick. It lets you play as the good guys, which most World War II games don't let you play as the good guys.
Who are the good guys?
The ones with the cool logo. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it actually has this. Any battle you go into, there's like 12 campaigns, and like, so Battle of the Bulge is a campaign. Like the Allies in Italy is a campaign, and each campaign is like a flowchart of battles, which is like chronological, but you have to beat one battle to go to the next battle. But they let you pick which side you want to play on in the battle. So a lot of times I'll play a battle and I'm like the Americans attacking, and the Germans in that map have like 10 tanks. And I'm like, these tanks are fucking me up. So I replay the battle. I pick the German side and I win, but because I won, it unlocks the next battle. Like you don't. It's really nice. You can just kind of be like, you know what? The Americans are really fucked in this battle, and I can't beat it as them. Let me play as the Germans, and it counts as a win anyways, and I can unlock the next battle. And so it's just a solid 7. You guys have any other like solid 7 games you can think of where it's like, this isn't amazing, but there's literally nothing terrible about it, and it's exactly scratching the itch, exactly how it needs to. No better, no worse. It's great.
That sounds fun. Where are you playing this?
I'm playing this on PC.
Okay. I'm looking at it. It's only $9 on Steam. That's cheap.
Yeah, but that's just the base version though, right? Because through the DLCs they've done like War in the Pacific. I think they've done Eastern Front. Like they're adding new factions and vehicles.
There's also a mission editor. What if I edited a mission?
Ooh,
it must be simpler.
Chuck looks interested.
I'm looking at my recently played games, and the one I would point out as a solid 7 to answer your question is Elden Ring Night Rain an answer to that? Does that qualify, or is that too much of an 8? I think that might be too much of an 8.
I mean, I have not played it, but so let me ask you. Let me put it this way. The reason why I think this is a solid 7 is because I can't point at any mechanic and say that's well done. It's like literally everything is done just well enough for it to be working and for it to feel good. But no individual mechanic feels great, and the sum of the parts is not great. It's just like everything's good, and I can't say more than that on any of it. That's what I mean by like super solid 7.
Yeah, it's too good. Yep. Because
That's
at the end of the day, it's still a FromSoft game. It's still good.
Avatar is pretty solid 7. I was gonna say
I could see that
exactly what it was. Yeah, this looks cool. I mean. I'd never heard of it. That's surprising.
Yeah. It's definitely I want more games like this where it's no limits gaming in terms of there is not a progression system where you're not locking we're not expecting you to grind. It's literally just, hey, here is the game, and the only limitation, quote unquote, is that like, oh, in this match the Germans didn't have any planes, so you can't spawn as any planes, or like, oh, this is early war, so you're playing as U.S. Marines with Springfield bolt actions. They weren't issued the Garands yet. Like that's the only limitation is based on the scenario or the setting, but they're not expecting you to grind. It's just like, here's the game, right? Here's everything.
It's not trying to get something out of you, right? Like
yeah, exactly.
It's a game.
I just wish we had more games like that, because I'm not hardcore enough of a player, either skill wise or time wise, to play something like a Battlefield 6. It's just not going to happen to play it enough to get to a point where I'm satisfied with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me want to play Armor Reforger again.
Yeah, I guess. That's a bit too. That I will say that's the other thing about Easy Red 2 is that I can hop in and play a match for 20, 25, 30 minutes and be like good and step out. Whereas like Reforger's fantastic, but there's a bit of a time and seriousness commitment. So sorry, Chuck. I think you were saying something.
I was just gonna say, have you ever heard of Foxhole? This game?
Yes, I have been playing a little bit of Foxhole the last couple of months. My problem that I have with Foxhole is that I don't want to socialize with people, and I've unfortunately hit the ceiling of. It's not that you have to. It's just that you're going to be doing a lot of solo stuff. But if you really want to take advantage of the game, then you need to be on mic. You need to be talking to people. You need to join a clan so that, you can actually build larger stuff with them and not feel bad about taking out a tank because it's your clan's tank. And I'm just not ready to take that step. But there was a couple weeks where every morning I was doing 90 minutes of logistics runs. I would log in, I would get supplies, I would build bandages and ammo, and then I would take them to a depot. And it felt so good.
Have you heard of a game called EVE Online?
No.
I think it's got some of what you want.
I have. I know. I haven't played that in
I'm starting to
years.
understand Ian very much. I'm starting to get what makes.
Don't you get that crack cocaine away from me? To be fair, I think last time I tried EVE was 2010 or something. So maybe it's time to go back and try it.
Have you heard of this game Factorio? Wouldn't that be a fun game to try?
You guys heard of Open TTD? It's a train.
Have you heard of Excel? It's
Chuck, can I be honest with you? One of the main reasons I want to have a job again is because it means I get my office access back and I get to use Excel. I miss Excel.
You just want to do a VLOOKUP. You're fiending. Yeah.
Oh, buddy. VLOOKUP is old. It's
I know. As soon as I
XLOOKUP
said it,
now.
I was like, I know I'm gonna get roasted for that.
Poser.
Yeah, before XLOOKUP, it was index find match. You know, you gotta get your game up. The guy missed.
You're still looking for the V?
Get that crack cocaine away from me. Anyways, the other game I've been playing for the very first time. I'm gonna go past that one. The other game I've been playing for the very first time is a little game called Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. Will, I know you've played it. Have you played Majora's Mask, Chuck?
I've played the first 30 minutes of that game so many times, but no, I've not properly played that game.
Gotcha. So this is a stream series we just started, and the kind of the premise of the series is it's called Canonical, and the premise is that these are canonical best of the best video games that we have somehow missed. And Majora's Mask was on my list, and the 2-ship to Harkonnen PC port or PC decompilation has been released. And have you messed around with it at all, Chuck? Any of the N64 PC ports they've been doing?
Oh, have I? Yes. So the Super Mario 64 one I modded because
that's right, you did. Yeah,
it decompiles to C, and so I went in and I added a tripping mechanic.
Fundamental tripping.
Yes.
When it decompiles to C, how legible is it when you go in and look at the code?
Extremely.
Oh fuck, that's tempting.
There's things about old games and the way they were forced, this is hard to explain. Sort of the paradigms they were forced into and how to program something. So there's no magic library of functions and things available to you. So when I was modding Super Mario 64, I needed something like a clock or a random number generator, and that stuff is a little trickier to do in a game like that. So it's really weird. It's like time traveling as a programmer. It's what the hell am I looking at? But I still understand everything that's going on. But it's really interesting seeing how they managed character state back then. Mario's running, Mario's falling. Fascinating stuff. So I've wanted to dig into this one, Majora's Mask decompiled, because of course I always got sick ideas, things I want to subject my coworkers to. If anyone has ideas, I would love to hear them. But yeah, because I know he loves those games too. Dan, talk about Dan torturing Dan. But one of my most requested. I was just going to say one of my most requested things is to torture him more with mods, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say you could do a variation of what Will's doing where he's swapping between the two Silent Hill games. You could swap between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and then have some sort of randomizer between the two.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's just constantly flipping between the two because they're running on the same engine. But yeah, it's wild. Every now and then you hear this Japanese only game has a fan translation, or here's a really good fan ROM of a Pokemon, and you load it up and there's always a little bit of there's a little bit of legwork to get this running. And then once you get it running, you're like, hey, this is cool. I appreciate you put a lot of effort into this, but it's not quite polished. It's not quite there. This is not that at all. This is fucking wild. It took me 2 seconds to get it installed, and then you just run it. You don't even install it. It's just an exe, and you run it, and it's it's looking gorgeous. You hit the escape menu and there's literally hundreds of options for, controls, graphics, settings. And then there's even a whole separate tab just for randomizer, which is just for randomizer runs. And then they have a whole bunch of options in there and how you want to randomize it. They have a tab called save, and you click on that and it's how do you want to fuck with your save state? Which quests do you want to have marked as done? Which items do you want? So it's not just the fact that it's working and it runs really well. It's the fact that they've baked in so many crazy options underneath the escape key. You hit the escape key and you just have access to all of that. So fantastic.
Does the horse have a tripping animation in that game?
I don't know. Is there a horse in Majora's Mask?
I don't think you're right. I think Ocarina
is
of Time.
Not Majora's.
Ocarina.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, sure. But I think you.
But you don't actually ride it. It's just in the cutscene.
Does a horse fall over? Does it? Lay down
but no, in Ocarina of Time,
it does lay down
or anything.
In Majora's Mask, it does lay down at one point.
Okay, that's good to know.
I don't know if it falls. I don't know if you see it fall.
Okay,
I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing here.
Imagine if you trip.
What if every time you fall in Ocarina of Time, it puts you into Majora's Mask?
Every time you get hit, it's.
I was gonna say in Majora's Mask. every time you put a mask on, it's a random mask. So you have to keep putting masks on to get the right one.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna
but
think about
anyways,
that.
yeah.
Every time you get hit, swaps games would be really, really funny.
Yeah. But I'm only about 2 hours into the game. It's always interesting going back to a retro game, because they're like you're talking about going back in time as a programmer and seeing differences in how they did code. It's similar when you go back and play old games. You know, like I went to the town and I ran around and I was trying to see everything and I probably saw 80 to 90% of the stuff in town. But of course, the one thing that I missed was something that I needed for a quest like 30 minutes later. So I had to look it up in the walkthrough and they're like, oh yeah, remember you talked to this guy? And I was like, oh no, I missed him. I ran past him. I forgot to talk to him. So it's like, it doesn't quite have like the screenplay rule of threes thing where it's like, hey, if something's important, you need to tell it to the player at least 3 times in 3 different ways. Like the old games are just like, no, you're just going to get this once. And maybe we're not even going to tell you. We're just going to expect you to go talk to every single person in the town. And so it's not a flaw of the game. It's just of the time. And so I'm having to kind of go back into that mind space. But other than that, though, it pretty much holds up. Like it's fine. Even the controls aren't that wonky once you get used to them and knowing that they're older controls. So I am enjoying it. I'm probably only maybe like 10-15% of the way through, but I'll make it the whole way. I'm having fun with it.
Is that the one with the big scary moon?
Yeah, that moon gets scary, man.
Well,
the moon gets scary.
My favorite thing which you encountered is it the end of the third day, or it's one of the days where it's hitting the bell and the screen's getting smaller. It's just making the screen smaller and smaller, and it's just like such an awesome effect to be like, hey, listen up, like this is happening right now, like stop moving.
And you can like, I can't remember if you can hear the moon or if like the moon's physically getting closer, because on the third day there is some sort of moon effect where it's
and
like,
the music ramps up in the town, and like it's such a good idea for a video game. You're making me want to replay it. I think when I get my Thor, I think I might replay it.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
I wonder. You could probably get the ship of whatever. Harkin,
I believe you do. I believe I did see people getting that running on.
You can.
So that runs pretty good PC games. It's surprising.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So excited. Hope my batch
numbers
up
about.
this week.
Yeah.
Great. I'm glad you've been playing that. I'm watching you play. It's like I told you a couple things, and it's like I want to tell him things, but I'm not going to, because first of all, you probably won't listen to me, and second of all, when you're playing a game, you particularly, but also it annoys everyone. Like, you don't want people to tell you how to play unless you ask.
Yeah.
There's like one or two things I was like, oh, if I told him this, like he can do it a little bit easier, but it's not like you were dying and I needed to tell you.
No.
So it was like,
no, it's not like I was stuck. And when I feel stuck, I very quickly check walkthrough. That's how I played Ocarina of Time like 7 or 8 years ago, because I'm just like, I know these games can be obtuse, and I would much rather get past that part and have somebody tell me what to do versus me bang my head against the wall and take that out on my feelings for the game. You know?
Exactly. And it's fun to learn that stuff. And you're not this type of person, but as someone who I every year or two play through Ocarina of Time again, and I like try to remember what to do, because I like to get through that and try to remember, and then I'll look stuff up, but it helps with that as well. Great. Those are the video games we've been playing. Man, that's the longest we've talked about that in a long time. Next up, wow, we better go through this quick, folks. We have got our Retro Game of the Year series. We've been doing this since the summer of last year. And how it works here is we're each going to nominate a game for the Game of the Year of 2013. You're going to give your shout outs and your nominee, and then we'll pick a winner, and the 2 runners up will get their own superlative. If I was smart, I would have pulled up the superlatives for the other ones, but I can't think of them any right now. So, without further ado, Chuck, would you like to go through your shout outs and your nominee for Game of the Year 2013?
Yeah. I gotta say, a little bit of a down year in games, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I know GTA 5 came out that year. Never got into it. Was never into it. I know it's a big deal for a lot of people, but I did have some gems here that I loved, and those 2 that are my what would you call them, shout out games?
Shadow.
The Wolf
yeah.
Among Us was my first one, and then my other one is Papers, Please. And those are both fantastic narrative experiences. I love them so much. Wolf Among Us, they're making Wolf Among Us 2, which I am terrified of that coming out and being bad. I'm like, please don't fuck this up, please, because I don't know, just like a really punchy, great story, great style, everything people don't like about the Walking Dead Telltale games. The Wolf Among Us does well. Like, it's just fantastic. If you haven't played it, like a nice detective game, really solid. And it's like the detective game is the perfect way to like click around the environment and like look at things. The shit that made Walking Dead games annoying is really good in Wolf Among Us. And then Papers, Please, which you are playing a, border security customs agent that's inspecting passports and trying to catch people sneaking into the country while also trying to defend for your family and make sure they survive in this totalitarian country. Fantastic game with a bunch of endings for some reason, which is really fun that you can go and unlock. But my nominee for Game of the Year 2013 is BioShock Infinite. And I feel conflicted about that, but it is my favorite game I played that year. And looking back, I think it is one of the highest quality releases of that year. And whenever I talk about liking this game, I get, picked on because of its libertarian views, I would say, in the story. But
because you agree with all of it. Yeah.
It plays into some like enlightened centrism, both sidesism and stuff. But no, yeah. I think it's fantastic. And as a post-religious person, it kind of speaks to me on that level too. I got out of a religion, and BioShock Infinite deals with a lot of those themes. So that's my nominee.
Damn.
I don't know if I was supposed to give a spiel for each game like that, but
no, that was perfect. You did it exactly right. I also realized I don't know why I made you go first. I'm sorry, but you did nail it.
It's like jazz, man. It's fine.
Yeah. One thing about Papers, Please, I was trying to think of why Papers, Please popped so much, and I think part of it was so Xbox 360 that kind of ushered in an indie phase, right? Because you had the Xbox Live Arcade, and you had games like Fez, etc.
Hell, Steam was starting to really pop off at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like what Papers, Please ushered in was a little bit more of the like, hey, indie games don't just have to be the same style of game. They can also be weird and do some very creative stuff. And I feel like Papers, Please was the start of that second wave of indies can be very different and not just smaller, well-made versions of larger genres.
And Ian, we know we love our border patrol or border crossing games. Chuck, we had a series where Ian plays Roblox, and like every other game is a border crossing game where you have a passport.
It's all like
you have to cross, but
it's
like Star Wars themed, Lord of the Rings themed.
It's very weird.
Like Mexico border themed. It's just like
they're doing
whatever.
Papers, Please likes and Roblox.
Yes, but it's also role play. So you say, hey, am I going to be in line for the border, or am I going to be a border guard? And then the border guards are people role playing, being like, show me your passport, and then they'd be like, nope, shoot them, and then they shoot them, and it's so many of it. Like there's like that genre is huge on Roblox, and like Will was saying, there's a Star Wars version of it, there's a Mexico version of it, there's a fantasy version of it. It's for some reason that type of game is super popular on Roblox with role play. It's dumb.
It's
kind of fucked. Yeah.
It's fucked. Roblox is fucked. It's fucked.
Yeah. They still put adults with children. It's a nightmare.
Yes. I've met several children recently
times
in Roblox.
Your Honor, here's the footage. Ian, why don't you hit us with your stuff? Hit us with your stuff.
I agree with Chuck. I feel like for this year, there were a lot of great 8 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 games, but it's hard for me to point at one game and say that's game of the year or have like 3, 4, 5 in contention. But some games that I think really popped for me, Super Mario 3D World. That looking back, that is such a weird Mario game because it's a 2D Mario game, but it's also 3D, and it's kind of bridged the gap at that point in time when there weren't really. It had been a little bit since a 3D Mario game, and this is not a 3D Mario game. The last time they'd done the 2D games was 2D Land and things like that. but this has more than just the 2D on it. And I just remember being so astounded playing that game, and the soundtrack is incredible. And then seeing the behind the scenes where they're like, yeah, we brought in like a full like jazz orchestra and like, and we're like nailing the recordings of these songs, and they're so fun. That was just, I never actually owned that game. My friend bought it, but there was like 4 of us, and we got together on launch day, and we just played through that game in like 5 hours, just passing the controller around and playing, 4 people on the screen at a time, having fun, popping bubbles and making each other miss jumps. And it's just a fantastic Mario game. Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. Talk about a fantastic like remake / reboot of a game. In some ways it's better than the original. Like if you remember in this game, it doesn't stick to there's a certain order to get the items, or you have to go to this location to get the item. They're like, no, you can come here and rent the item for a little bit and get it early and then go play the game out of order. Just the way that they decided not to just remake the game, but also, add some like not just quality of life changes to it, but some like mechanical changes, and really tweak it and fine tune it and make it stand on its own. And it's Link to the Past is great. But from Zelda fans, it sounds a lot of people don't go back to Link to the Past. They just go back to Link Between Worlds. And that's an awesome game. Cookie Clicker. This is not the first incremental game, but I'm pretty sure this is the first incremental game to really blow up more than just the Ian Bogost cow clicker game. Which I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but Ian Bogost, the video game journalist, invented the incremental genre. By just making like a throwaway game where he's just like, you're gonna click it, the numbers go up. Like that's like he's trying to get at like an underlying meaning of video games and numbers, and it turns out it's like, no, fuck you, this is actually fun, we're gonna make a whole genre out of this. And Cookie Clicker was just so fun. It was just so weird too, because you're unlocking grandmas, and the grandmas have red eyes and they start rotating around the screen. You're like, what the fuck is going on? What do you mean I'm making 1 billion cookies per second? I'm the largest company in the entire world now. So that one's really fun. For my game of the year, though.
Oh,
He's thinking.
here come the tears.
I can't. GTA 5 also came out. Sorry, I skipped over GTA 5. Let me talk about GTA 5 for a little bit.
I couldn't tell if you were saving that for last. And you're like,
No, I don't think I am, honestly. Because the thing is, I do think GTA 5 is the best Grand Theft Auto game, right? But there was kind of a joke post on Blue Sky today, but in retrospect, it's kind of right, where it was like GTA 1 and 2, 0 out of 10, they're top down, they're dog shit. GTA 3, 0 out of 10, PS2 graphics feels like shit. And then they were like San Andreas and Vice City. They were like 6 out of 10. They feel better, but they still look like shit and are weird. And then they're like 4 is like a 7 out of 10. They're like promise here. And then 5 is a 10 out of 10. And I was like, I know that's hyperbolic, but they're not wrong, right? Because in a way, it's like we were talking about Starfield. I'm going to go on a little bit of tangent here. We were talking about how much Starfield sucks, right? And then looking back and being like, yeah, Fallout 4 wasn't that good either. And it's like, what went wrong? And it's like, nothing went wrong. Bethesda has always made the same type of game to the same quality. But the problem is that the industry has evolved beyond that. So if you go back to like Morrowind, it's ahead of its time. You go back to like Oblivion and Fallout 3, it's the same game, but now is the start of that moment where it feels incredible. Skyrim, they hit it perfectly. The industry's ready for it. The fans are ready for it. It's perfect. Then it goes to Fallout 4. It's the same fucking game, but they have not improved it. But the industry has moved on and the fans have moved on. And Starfield, same fucking game again, but now it's 10 years too old in terms of game design. And I feel like it's very similar with... It's not exactly the same with Rockstar, because they are making huge improvements and advancements on these games, but like GTA 5 has so much cool stuff in it. But remember, GTA 5 still kind of feels shitty. Like running around and shooting people doesn't quite feel that good, Yeah. And then like they made the changes to driving from GTA 4, and it's like more arcadey, and it's like, I understand why you did that, but it also doesn't feel as good as GTA 4, And it's like, so it's hard for me. GTA 5 is a big game. Like, remember GTA Online, right? GTA Online is a colossus today, right? But did you guys play GTA Online when it launched 2 weeks after GTA 5 came out? Everybody was so excited for that. And you hop into GTA Online, and it's like bare bones. There's barely anything
Rob
to
a
do. Every
gas
time you
station.
die, they charge you like $4,000 to come out of the hospital. So you'd be like, buddy, don't shoot me. You'd be playing with your friends and you'd be like, don't fucking shoot me. You're gonna bankrupt me. And you'd be like, oh, and then you'd shoot them in the back of the head and they would go bankrupt. And it was like, that was it. Like it was a promise there. And like 10, 15 years later, right? Have they made up on that promise? No, not really. They kept adding content, but the GTA Online still loads like shit. It still like feels like shit. You still have to go into a shitty cell phone menu to launch these weird mission jobs. So it's like they made a unique big game that is great in parts and terrible in others. And I can't say that GTA 5 is the game of the year. It's not. It feels like a great game in aggregate, but it's got so many negatives to it.
Yeah.
So I think I got to go with Super Mario 3D World as my pick, honestly.
Damn. Wasn't expecting
It's a great
that.
game. It's a great score. Again, it's not a perfect game. It's not a 10 out of 10, but when I think about all the games from that year, I think that's the one that stands up the most for 2013. Sorry for going on that tangent, but
No,
okay.
Your whole thesis about actually Morrowind and Skyrim aren't that good. They hit at the right moment. I completely disagree with you, and I could fight you about it.
No, I'm saying they are good, but they also lined up with the industry. Whereas Starfield is the same quality and mechanics, etc. But now
that's
it's
the part
outdated.
that's the part I don't agree with. Like I think Starfield,
okay.
Fallout 4, like Fallout 3, also a worse game. Like right, that's where the Fallout 3 Skyrim delta there is what I would really like to do the science on. Like why is Fallout 3 not near as good a game as New Vegas or Skyrim? But
yeah,
that's a talk for another time. I think.
What Ian? What's Bethesda makes European RPGs but got popular. Like
yes,
like
yeah, like Elix.
It's not quite Elix. I love Elix though, and fucking Gothic. It's no Dungeon Lords though.
Play Gothic games.
God, I love Eurojank. Okay, my turn. Hello, my name's Will, and I've haven't played a video game in 3 weeks. Arma 3, great game. We played a lot of that before Reforger. A lot of good memories with that. And just a good, solid fucking mill sim. Love it. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Really excited about that remake. I played a shit ton of this game. I love boats. I love ships. I hate Assassin's Creed, which is why this game's great. And I love being a pirate. And this game does all of that perfectly. The Last of Us. Ever heard of it?
Ever.
Fantastic video game. In retrospect, they've done too much to it and it's garbage and shit. But when that game came out, and I didn't play it, but I played it 4 years later on my PlayStation 4, it was awesome. It was like playing a TV show in a good way. And it was a really cool story.
Can you imagine if Neil Druckmann never talked after that game came out and just let the game... You'd probably love it a lot more.
Yeah,
But,
I thought you were going to say, imagine there was tripping in The Last of Us.
I am more than tripping, Will. Right?
I don't know. Yeah, that first...
Sometimes I fall in slow motion randomly.
That's why we learn to pick ourselves back up. But honestly, I wasn't expecting this from one Chuck, but my nominee for Game of the Year is also BioShock Infinite. Hey,
wow.
I'm the guy who plays through the BioShock games every other year. I stopped myself over Christmas. And I think BioShock Infinite is actually the best BioShock game because it does all the things you want, where you are in this crazy situation, you get to live in that world, and you also get to help destroy that world. Where in BioShock 1, I feel like most of the time you're like, oh, it'd be really cool if I got to live into this world. And in BioShock 2, you're just like, what the fuck's going on here? But the multiplayer is cool. And then BioShock Infinite is just great. They nail the aesthetic. They nail how gross that society is with like the mural. I always think of that mural with it's like George Washington holding the Liberty Bell, and there's all these like caricatures of other races like being turned away, and like the Irish bathrooms and like all that shit. It's just so well done, and you're just in this world and you're like, yeah, fuck these people. and it's just a fun time, and a great story and a neat sort of culmination of those BioShock ideas, tying in the lighthouse stuff, and like you said, Chuck, I'm in the same boat with like being post-religious and like those themes of baptism and coming into this world and dealing with a prophet and a god and what that sort of the nature of that is. It was super fun and engaging, and I think that game's tough to understand on a first go around, especially when you're like, oh, I'm playing this fun shooter in a racist Sky City and I get to make horses come out of my hands.
It's not a good shooter, by the way. It doesn't shoot good.
No, it doesn't shoot good, but it's just fun and it's just good.
Running around's good.
Yeah, it's just well made and well lived in, and I love an immersive game, and this absolutely nails that on all those fronts. So yeah, BioShock Infinite is my game of the year for 2013. It was just it's fucking great. Booker DeWitt. Yeah. What's the whole pay your debts and the it's just so good. I love it.
Strong themes, yeah. And we didn't really talk about Elizabeth, and I don't know if you remember when that game came out, how sort of like novel, I don't want to say groundbreaking, but like the way a companion character was interacting with you, not just in cutscenes and while you're walking around, but during combat. Like, oh fuck, I'm out of ammo. She goes, Booker, and you catch it. Oh my god, that was
so good.
Groundbreaking. No, it was fucking groundbreaking.
It was.
It was.
Especially so compared to The Last of Us, where you at least weren't babysitting Ellie, but she wasn't helping necessarily that much in combat until later on in it. And also, like, she would like be against a wall and the enemies would like walk past her and not notice her, where Elizabeth was like there with you, helping you do stuff. And she did the right amount of like puzzle helping too, back when people didn't think everyone was an idiot.
Yellow paint smeared, chirps every like, 10 seconds.
What if we looked at this over here? Yeah, it was just and also endearing that character to you. So like when she's gone, you're like, fuck, I gotta get to her and help her and all this sort of stuff, and that classic antagonism when you first meet her and all that sort of stuff. It's just good. It's good shit. Put it in me.
I mean, if you think about it, like God of War, 2018, like it directly uses that, I think, as a core inspiration for how Atreus like plays, like 100%, you know.
Totally.
So I started installing it when we started talking about it, because I've played through that 3 times. I think I'm like, I could do it again.
Yeah, every couple of years I play through 1, 2, and 3 because I'm like, they're just so fun to play, and I forget what I did the previous time. I think I almost always end up just saving all the little sisters in those first 2 games, but they're just so good. Very good. So, game of the year, BioShock Infinite. We can do 2. What do we want a superlative? Super Mario 3D World for Ian as the lamest game ever. So we'll put that one there.
Do we want to do man 200 meters front Arma 3?
I'm okay with that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I bet if I played that game, that would be very funny to me.
Chuck, you should play Milsims with us.
The AI just screams.
I don't know if it's for me.
It's a good time.
You don't like shooting people at several hundred meters?
Does DayZ count?
It does count. DayZ
yeah, you know
fun.
It's not far. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I need a superlative for Super Mario 3D World.
Best bubble popper.
Yeah, let's do it. Best bubble popper.
Best bubble bobble.
Super Mario. Actually, that's really good. Best bubble bobble. All right, you want to read it out?
Folks, best game of the year 2013 is BioShock Infinite. Man, the 200 meters front is Arma 3, and best bubble bobble is Super Mario 3D World. We did it. We figured it out.
Fantastic.
Get the history books, put us on the wiki. And that's going to be it. Content call out. Was this you, Ian? Did you put this here?
This was me. I do have a little bit of a content call out. Something called Wazgish. Have you guys heard of this before? It popped off a little bit on TikTok recently.
Sounds dirty.
I've been getting into jigsaw puzzles for the last couple of years, and I was doing Magic Puzzle Company, which is fun. But this popped off. This is a little bit more of a traditional puzzle in terms of like there's not anything weird going on with moving the puzzle pieces around or anything like that. But Wozgish, which is jigsaw spelled backwards, is a puzzle. I just did a 1,000-piece one where the image on the box is not the image on the puzzle. So in the example I just did, the image on the box is a bingo parlor, and they're calling out the numbers, and there's a guy holding a check for $50,000, and everybody's playing bingo. But as I start putting the puzzle together, I realize that somebody has called bingo, but it's also been exposed that they're cheating. So like in the box puzzle, you see a coat on the back of a chair in front of a table, but when you put the puzzle together, the chair has fallen over, and underneath the table you can see is a printer printing out bingo cards, or there's on the box, there's a waiter with a tray full of drinks, and he's standing in front of a door. And as you start to put the puzzle together, you realize the waiter has fallen over. Somebody's come out of the door, bumped him. He's fallen over, and the drinks are flying everywhere. So it's like a before and after, and the before is the picture on the box, and the after is the puzzle as you're putting it together. So I've only done one so far, but it's very good. It's a lot of fun. I love jigsaw puzzles, but I have very low tolerance for shitty jigsaw puzzles where they're like, hey, we just took a picture of a cat and made a jigsaw puzzle. Like, you got to actually make it good or interesting, or make it in a way so I'm not just having like 50 pieces of the same blurry color. And Wozgish, which is just jigsaw spelled backwards, they're a company that's putting together some cool stuff. So if you guys like puzzles, definitely check
the question mark after the Wozgish seems important to their brand. So is it Wozgish? I'm looking at their website.
Right?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
That's fun. I like that.
It's funny, Ian. Karen and I just did I got her one of the mystery puzzle companies for Christmas, and we just did it. And that was super fun because you're like building the whole sections of it, moving it around. You get the secret little thing in the middle, and then you can just give it to someone else. Like they have all reusable packaging and everything. They
have like 6 of them now. But that one also, just to call out that Magic Puzzle Company, it's not just that there's like a puzzle and there's magic at the end of the puzzle and you move stuff around, but it's also that they have been very specific about designing the puzzle such that the image, pretty much every single piece has something unique on it. Yes. So if you really want to, you can look at a piece and look at the image and puzzle out exactly where it is. You're not going to get a bunch of similar blurry pieces where you can't tell where they go. But they also have unique dies for each puzzle, so you're not getting puzzle where you have like 5 puzzle pieces that are all the same cut and could theoretically fit with each other, even though the image is different. It's like, no, they have like unique shapes. They have like big heart pieces, but also even just the normal
pieces,
jigsaw pieces.
Ours.
Yeah.
And like
but
one huge jigsaw piece. Yeah. It was so cool. I highly recommend it.
It's great. It makes it more enjoyable. It does make it easier, but it also makes it more enjoyable because you don't hit those shitty moments of, I don't know where this piece goes.
And it means you can't find all the edge pieces immediately, and also you can work on a whole section and slide it over. Like it breaks it up in a neat way. Those fun tip, those are like 20. They retail for like $22 on Amazon, but they often go on sale for like $11 on there. So you can get 2 for 1. They're very good. Folks, I'm gonna hit the outro button and we're gonna get the hell out of here. Sorry to curse. Sorry to fucking
Thanks for having me.
You know what?
Thanks for
You're
coming.
welcome, Chuck. Thanks for coming. I was afraid you were going to say no, and then I was afraid you were going to hate me for the rest of my life. We've talked about this. Everyone hates me all the time.
We love social anxiety, yeah.
We love it. Thank you to our special guest, Social Anxiety. Thank you, Chuck, for being here. Chuck, where can people find you on the internet?
Giantbomb.com or at chucktowski.com.
Wow. They can find them here. I Will Crosby. You can find me on the internet, Hunt270. That's Ian Gibson. You can't find him at Think Gibson.
Doesn't want to be found.
Yeah, we're Subpixel at subpixelfilms.com is where you can find all of our content. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern with more Majora's Mask, Ian Gibson.
Yep.
And then next week we've got stuff going on as well. Oh, Sunday Shmups, 7 p.m. on Sunday. Jake's playing some Shmups, and I'll be streaming that with him. We'll see y'all next time. Bye. Thank you, Chuck.
Bye.
Thank you.